When the summer gonna get here? Shut your mouth. And we ain't got to the hottest month yet. July and August. August that worse. August that burn them up, man. Y'all done sure enough get rough out here. Well, y'all be all right. The freezing people. Mike, you be freezing? No, that joke be sweating all the time. The upper one, he be sweating. Why you think he be sweating that much? Just be sitting there just bickles of sweat just breaking off you like that. You might have a fever or something. Rudy, how you doing? I'm still jealous about you eating them T-bone steaks at 12. Palmer, was you 12 years old eating T-bone steak? How old were you when you got a T-bone steak, you remember? That's all I'm saying. Uncle Palmer, you were eating steaks at 12 years old, T-bone steak. What kind of steak you eating? I don't like that. We didn't have them in my house. I didn't even know they had no. I ain't in New York even had a steak. Jeff, you from up north? When you first had a T-bone steak? You wasn't 12 though. Rudy, get somebody to call just to verify that 12-year-old story that you were going out there picking up steak. But yeah, just you ain't got. I mean, ain't a immediate rush. Just not that we don't believe. How many of y'all would just need to check some of these stuff? Cause you said you were going to the meat house and they would give you the steak. You pick them up and y'all barbecue them every day. You say you went to the post office? No, my father got off, he worked for construction, get off, throw his boots off and give you about $30. Throw his boots off. He come home and throw his boots off and he'll show you how to go. No, when you get off work for construction, right? Yeah, come home, throw his boots off. That's a lot to do at 12 years old. You got to get the charcoal and the lighter fluid, but that's all right. And your dad barbecue every day. So much. Yeah, your daddy cooks some. Your daddy cooking T-bone steak. I damn sure ain't joking about that. I'm trying to say how I can move in. One T-bone steak ain't going on. I'll be like Kerry, like you said, Doc, that's gonna be my uncle. Uncle Shirley. I see Uncle Shirley cook some steak. Everybody all right? Yes, sir. All right, good to be here. Ain't that right? Yes, sir. All right, we're getting ready to try to see, we're going to look through the word, try to look at the news, see what's going on. Costa said he found some kind of information in it. Joe Biden said a nigga going to be extinct or something like that. What's that? Nah, look at Twan. What Twan said? Twan said, damn, what are you looking at stuff over there? Twan just said, Twan going right every time Twan said he walk out there and just kick the car, just kick the computer a little. He be on that computer looking for stuff, don't he? I know it. Call Facebook, tell him to cancel his subscription. Ain't that right? Jessica, you be sitting on there looking up stuff on that computer. Then go down there easy and just unplug it. Then get the card. I ain't trying to suggest it, but like if you were to just dap in a little water, lay it back. No. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they trying to verify this. I just want to see some of these stories, make sure they be accurate. Because a lot of stuff I heard, some of these guys, they come up, they got an IQ thread, they be putting shit in. I just be looking, I keep moving. What did the third time I had the thread? Boston, look, you said I said, Boston had left the thread. Once there's something crazy there, everybody be like, I'm getting out this thread early, I'm not gonna be stuck over here. These stories ain't making no sense. They'll find some shit though. I remember that time they had, years ago, it was a big thing, even National Choir had it, George Bush had met E.T., y'all remember that? They had him standing there shaking hands with E.T. and the thing. These folks see y'all coming. Y'all still working that stuff. I don't pay attention. A lot of that stuff you can't verify. Which all these people tell lies. Even the January 6th stuff, it lies on both of them. Both of them liars. You can't depend on none of them to tell you the truth. All of them the same people. The people that's going to go against them are people that's already against them. People that's going to go for them, people already for them. There's some people don't want to hear the truth. These people love Trump so much, they're just stupid. It don't even matter. I mean, some stuff you can't argue. You sit here looking at it, you see for yourself. The man own people said this don't make sense. Nobody stole. Why would these people not want a second term? Why do these people want to give up their job, give up their paycheck? They're like, hell, I want to run another 4 year with you. I like this job, this power I got. They tell me it looks so bad. They're saying it look ridiculous. Don't do it. That's how bad these stupid white folks still run. Dumb Fox News. I'm telling you, One American News and what's that? Newsman. Them the hillbilly ass white folks. I'm telling you, ever seen them new people? Haven't y'all ever seen news? Listen, every woman cares like a cute little white girl. She's so damn hillbilly. You can tell she ain't got no stockings on. She country shit. I mean, they find the worst. They had somebody that morning top up in an expert. I said, hell no, she ain't no expert. That woman like she might have two good damn teeth in her whole mouth. And one of them was rotten and the other one wasn't hers. I said, man, these folks so piss poor. You know, don't ever listen, them redneck. I also tried to tell one of them with her, he loved Trump. He said, did you watch the hearing? I'm a mega head. I ain't watching that stuff. He said, they don't make no difference. He's staying with Trump. They don't want to hear the truth. You know how scary that is? But you know what? They ain't no different than people that love Jesus. That's just been the only difference between us and those people. We just sat down and look at, is it right? It don't, you know, you can have something. I mean, I don't know about I served Jesus for a long period of time. The belief of Jesus, I bought into it. But once you sit down and look at it, you just can't keep lying to yourself. And then at some point, you can't keep holding to what you like. You got to look at holding to what's right. You know what I'm saying? And the people make it look like he's strange. I know. I ain't gonna tell what they're saying on YouTube. I lost it. I left it, and now I'm going the way I'm going. Them people know they're not living right. They tell a lie to themselves. Let me tell you what happened. You can live right for a period of time, but eventually your conscience got to come in and you got to start. If you really seeking truth, truth will come. Now, if you want to ignore it, you can do that. I remember Aunt Sheila told me her husband, she looked in a chest or something he had, and he had some information about the name and everything. So somebody had did you know that? Did you know that, Valerie? Yeah, she told me. She said she found some paperwork in I guess what you call it. I get old people have like not a chest, like a chest. Yeah, a chest. Think about it. I don't know what these folks. They don't know nothing about nothing. But anyway, everything now in the in the cyber world. Yeah, chest. You don't know. She said she went there and said he had some paperwork. So somebody had gave him the name, everything. She said she looked through the paper. She saw it and said on there. Said now since you know the truth, what you gonna do? He put it right in there and closed it up. A lot of people don't want to move from stuff. That's the truth. A lot of people don't want to move. And you'll think sometimes people say, well, if they could have just known the truth, if they could have just heard the truth, if they just had the opportunity. Let me tell you something. What's so special about y'all? What's so special about you? Don't y'all know that man? How that man go? This is what don't make sense. How you gonna call everybody repentant and everybody don't get an opportunity? Right. You got it. It makes sense for people to hear something, but if you turn a deaf ear and you stop your ears up to it, then that's where you at. That's for a lot of times, you know, they'll see people, oh, they only had a chance to hear the truth. People hear enough for it, he give you enough for it. Look, no, we never heard as much as we knew now, but we heard enough to get us to that point. And a lot of times people will assume something and people will use and tap. People know that. They're like them people out in the world that left him. Them folks done heard enough to know what they're supposed to do. When Mr. Yahuwah cut them out, ain't nobody sitting around telling them, oh, they had a chance. Oh, if they could have just had. Stop telling them lies. He gave everybody opportunity. You know what you got to do? You got to consider where you at and where you're trying to go. You have to examine for yourself how real you are about what you're doing. And if you ain't, it'll come up. And for everybody, a lot of these preachers haven't heard stuff. A lot of these preachers know better. A lot of them just keep going. And for the fact that a lot of times people don't want to change, people don't want to change the name, people don't want to give up what they're doing, people don't want to tell people I was wrong about it. Now I'm looking at the truth. I got to change what I'm doing. And for preachers, it's a pride issue. Even for me, I heard anything that wasn't somebody just sat down and said, oh, this is the truth, man. I'm finna move. No, you got a lot of stuff you got to think about. You got a lot of stuff you got to put out in front of yourself, you got to look at, because you're going to consider yourself. But you know what you got to do? Do just like we learned last night. You got to humble yourself. Make yourself, if I would have stayed with me being important, y'all seen the, man, my YouTube stuff I used to get and people watching, doing TV and everything else, I could have stayed with these folks and let me went to an extent. When you turn away from that stuff, you lose all that. Because you know we have to look at the truth more important. I ain't want to die and burn, and I don't want to see y'all die and burn. I said, just like Shah would do, I kept back nothing that was profitable to y'all. You know what man said, you know how dangerous a preacher is? You talking about a terrorist? Hell, preachers kill more people than everybody every Sunday. Shabbat to preachers, listen, ain't nobody done more destruction than preachers and white folks. If you want to kill people, white folks and preachers, that's the easy way to kill them. Because of piss poor religion, all these people out here that claiming homosexuality and racism, don't y'all know these people are members of religion? There's a religion they subscribe to. There's a religion that authenticate their behavior to say, this is okay. Jesus good with it. See, that's the problem right here. Y'all don't realize a lot of your detriments sit right in your face. A lot of your people, a lot of these judges, a lot of these police officers that shoot and gun people down there, they remember somebody's church. They subscribe to a religious belief. I don't know what people think about. All these people have some type of religious ethnicity or connection. That's why they do what they do. Somebody tell them it's okay. If these churches were standing for something, they'd have told, y'all know, how many of we grew up in church? Gay piano player. Gay choir member. Where y'all at? Everybody, you just overlook them because God using them. And you know what I'm saying? And man, they can play. Man, they can sing. And you just go on and overlook it. You ain't in such thing you okay in your mind. But you know what I'm saying? God gave them a gift. Isn't that right? God gave them a gift. And you know what? Look how they just start festering. They swept, took over the churches. They took over the choir. Man, you guys in church, the sister run the choir. They got that. The sister got it. You get rid of the sister, hell, you might as well just shut it down. Now the sisters done brought their friends in and they done mingle all in through the group. You get rid of them sisters and them last balls. Hell, you ain't collecting no money. And I'm preaching, he got to pay his bills. Do y'all understand? We can laugh about it, but I'm just telling you, they got us. Once they done crept in, they start putting that money in, start doing it. So, man, everybody just start buying it and get back. Now the preacher gay. Man, years ago, you can't have no gay preacher. You were done. The preacher gay? Let me tell you something, a lot of stuff. It was hard for a single preacher. If you were a single man trying to be a pastor, had to have a wife. They know you're going to run through them women. Old church didn't play that stuff. Old country, no, hell no. No little young pretty boy, that olive oil voice and shit, greased up hair, hell no. Them digging new band, now they hell no. They get up them women, I like he preach. Hell no, we ain't getting him. He gonna run through the damn motherboard. They like, we're not bringing him through him. And all the deaconesses, ain't that right? When you go in there, one of them deacon-ass back print all on that wall in his office, got to shut it down. I'm just telling you, it was just stuff you didn't have. That preacher had to be married. Don't folks look at it, they look at that, he need to be married. They want to be married and he had to have a family. Isn't that right? But they coming out straight sissy, no wide, nothing, just run through the place. He ushered the sisters in. And the lesbos. See, folks don't look at that. Let me tell you something. We're a unique group. It's not a lot of people do. We ain't the only one. But a lot of these folks, they don't come down the middle and tell the people the truth. They're not concerned about telling people the truth. They ain't concerned about your soul. You know what I'm saying? I try my best that when I read something, I look at it, I want to understand it, and I want you to understand it. I want you to have a clear-cut opportunity to look at it for yourself and examine. And you make a choice for yourself, not just, this is the way we going to go because I'm seeing something this way. I want you to see it too. Y'all got it. I'm like Ray and Claude, they were book right. Listen, man, I want you to have some fun too. Isn't that right? Listen, he wanted him to go with it. If I'm going to go have, I want you to have. Why these preachers don't want to see you be released too? All them mess about release and unfolding, it don't happen for them members. It happening for him. Y'all know that? These folks not really working on no liberation, these people. They're not really working on teach. All they do is teach you good enough to go in your damn pocket. They got just enough con to get you in your pocketbook. They ain't getting you enough to really help you out and make you sit down and consider how does what you're getting taught work with you in real life. How do you feel about yourself? These people really not trying to empower you to really feel better about yourself. It's more of a con. They're mesmerizing you. Hey, folks, jump up and wave your hand, repeat after me. Tell the devil, start jumping around in your seat and sit your ass down and shut up. You need to be taught, you need to learn, you need to understand, you need to see. Everybody come to you, everybody got to be watched. That's just I don't mind if people I'm watching you. Yeah, that don't scare me. When I fought, watch that too. Ain't that right? I'm just being up, you ain't doing it. I got folks, I don't want nobody to watch. What you watching me for? You don't trust me? That made me want to watch more. Who the hell I ain't trust you? I just said I'm watching. Y'all got it. I told my former pastor, now when I told him I was watching them. I said, man, I came from under. I said, I love them a lot too. I said, I'm watching. I told him, it took some years, but it came to pay. I saw his ass. You got to be watching. You'll fall asleep a little bit every now and then. He'll nudge you. Get your ass up now. You need to be paying attention. You start seeing what them people real love at. That man, look, if he can get a real good, clean dollar away from him, he thought was clean, or he could get something he wanted, shit, man, he'll throw everybody under the bus. That's dangerous. I start looking, that's dangerous. That dangerous, you'll throw all these people on the bus for yourself. But you know why you learn to do that? What you start to watch, like we learned, he wasn't humble. Isn't that right? He wasn't humble. He had himself too high. He had himself for too much importance. That's what get people stuck with them high notes and put them out them commitment, because the preacher know the most they get, his name got it look like he got all that. And they'll credit him for it. See, he got himself too high and too important. And he ain't looking at the affliction he putting on the people. See, the people are the only reason he set us here. He didn't get me up here for myself. He only set us here for the people. And when you forget that, you might as well just sit your ass down somewhere. It's always about the people first. Y'all know that? The people are never the people. He never told the people that the people, you look at the people that being humble, he wants us to humble ourselves. Because we supposed to, that's why he told you, you're supposed to be on the board. What a way to coming up to my, look at me. Oh, how great I'm coming with this stuff out. You like, what? Better get your ass from this table. Go get me, fill this drink back up. Boy, get me the whisker sauce. That's the truth. Because you see that in a way, because we supposed to look at ourselves as a servant. And he gave us stuff we can understand. A lot of times we forget that. We just serving. You don't command. No way to come in there and go fill out no ticket talking about this what you finna get. Excuse me? Y'all got it. You waiting on the orders, ain't you? Waiting to take the orders, ain't that right? Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I want to make sure we understand it. Don't y'all want to understand what y'all doing? Yes, sir. Don't y'all want to know what you're doing? Yes, don't y'all want to go to a place where Yahuwah established? That's what the people that came that way were seeking. A city that was built of elohim, was set up by elohim. That's what we're looking for. But it's impossible for us to obtain that if we don't have a certain amount of knowledge. Y'all got it? And see, the world out here, they done flooded us with stuff. Social media, I mean, it's just, man, I look at the Instagram, just strolling at this stuff. I said, man, these folks put some dumb shit on here, man, it don't even make no sense. Folks, all kinds of shit, a damn dog on the toilet, a cat on the toilet. I said, man. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I know what social media. Social media really just make you dumb. A lot of stuff, it's just dumb. A lot of people not in touch enough to handle this stuff. And folks just doing all kinds, jumping off stuff, doing dumb shit. You just look, you saying, just so these people are like, you'll hurt yourself. You'll put yourself at account to make yourself get hurt or look like a fool. So these people are like you? Man, please. These folks will be all right. First thing, you know what, and you know what they tell me about all them people that do that? They don't like themselves. I'm being honest with you. They don't like themselves. You need the approval of these people. I don't need the approval of these people. I said like Shaw, if I yet please men, I should not be the abada Elohim. What y'all think social media about? Everybody trying to put the hottest new clip, hottest video, hottest shot or something, put it on him so you get all the likes. Look how many likes I got. Look how many followers I got. But you don't realize, won't you look at how do you feel about yourself? Before we had all that, you know, you had to build yourself up. It was certain things you did to encourage yourself. Now you need everybody else's approval and likes in order for you to feel better about yourself. You don't think there's something wrong with that? These people don't know you. These people don't give a damn about you. These people just want you to do stuff for them. Right. See, we start working for Elohim and start caring about ourselves, you don't need the approval of these people. Yes, sir. That's just being honest. It's such a thin line of stuff. And then you get the people getting in social media and that thing, know, they want to kill themselves. They want to do something homosexual, trying to do something extreme so you can get more like, trying to do more like. Then folks put their whole life on that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Shooting series and all on him. You don't think it's something sick about somebody want to see your ass go to sleep and get up and you and your girlfriend or wife fighting and shit? Something ain't sick with you. You ain't got nothing better going on than that. I don't know. That's just me. How many of y'all who understand what I'm saying? Man, I don't be having time no shit like that, man. I don't wrap my mind, because then before you know it, man, you be mesmerized and caught other folks shit. I don't want to be with nobody that shit. They can have it. I'm busy. I'm trying to make sure I got my way going. I'm trying to, let me see, get this word, get that money. I'm trying to get this word, get that paper. Ain't that right? I'm trying to tell you, I ain't got time. Let them folks, this is the world, though. People can do what they want to do. You just got to know what you need to do or what you want to do. Don't let these folks lead you off in that stuff. These folks will get you out here, man, that thing, no. Mentally, the whole world unstable. Yeah. Y'all don't believe, people ain't got no stability from where we used to be, and it's amazing on how we operated and existed so long without all these cell phones. We had phone books, use somebody to have fun, and we existed, folk kept up, people communicated, people did stuff. Now folks don't see you at Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook, Snapchat, kick me. All this old shit we had. Man, you had to call somebody and really had to talk to them. Yeah. That done took us to a whole, and then our young people, they ain't got no damn social skill. Soon as they get on there, first they want to do is blow the damn brains out, kill themselves. Nobody wasn't trying to do no damn get on the phone and kill themselves. You trying to rap, trying to talk up on something. Right. You try to be about something. Like this stuff, I'm just being honest. These kids in there, like, man, your ass on here crying to the damn camera and telling the folk all going on with you. Man, I'm telling you something. You don't never open yourself up to these people. These people don't give a damn about you. Before time, social media, listen, they'll be lobbing your ass up. All that, that's a damn dummy. Telling you everything they know, making a damn fool like this. They'll run there why. They'll say how far you'll go. Y'all know that? Man, y'all get y'all a life. Pay these people, they'll be all right. I done seen these people. These people will love you only for a period of time. When you stand and tell these folks the truth, see how many likes you get. Give them tell these folks the truth. Tell them, all y'all damn sisters out here, click, 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 unplugging that shit. These folks want to hear the truth. Tell these folks some shit down that cut into them real good. No, they don't want to hear that. It's on a few people. That's just like Daniel said, he was going to show you what was noted in the scripture true. He said, ain't none going to hold with me in these things but Micah, your Shar, your Sharim, or your Shar, for prince, your ruler. Very few people going to stand with you tell the truth. Y'all know, like that, I'm considered a mega movement. Yeah, you get folks tell the truth, you might get like a couple, about 3, 4, 5 of them like that. They ain't going to pay a damn thing. Y'all remember what day when he was over there at that other place? He said they had about 150 members, 200 members, and they had that man sitting here handicapped down there, can't hardly walk and all, and he was bringing spaghetti cooking for all them folks. Man, I'd have ran their ass up out there so fast. First of all, I damn sure ain't finna eat nothing you done cook. That's the first mistake. You should have never cooked it and brought it him. Secondly, I've been pissed with people that will sit around and put the burden on one person like that. That man thought he had to put food in the food pantry for these people. Y'all know I get on y'all and I see 1 or 2 people do it. I say, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all let one person or 2 people do it. You think I'm going to let one person go and get food to feed us? That is the most laziest shit I ever heard in my life. That's some sorry shit. Somebody handicapped got to go and get food for us? If anything, we're going to take care of you. Right. We're going to help you. That just shows you how sorry people. The fact that we will sit here and let somebody handicapped struggle, who can barely walk, go get food and cook it and bring it for us. Now, I'll run my damn self out of here for letting it happen. That's how pissed poor. These folks don't care about all the people say. Then they won't take up, they won't pay no money because people are set somewhere for free. People love free ride. See, if you're going to serve Yahuwah, you got to commit yourself. That's why you know, I already know the folk not serious. Somebody should have been stood up and said something about it. So this shouldn't even be going on among us. Right. If this is something we believe, we all ought to be in this together. That's right. Sit there and eat this man's stuff just sorry as ass. Well, that one thing about it, I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah, he ain't give me that ruach. Somebody got it, but I ain't got it. Yes, right. Let them have it. Isn't that right? We got to be minded. We got to care for one another. You ain't got to be in somewhere there putting your money in somebody that don't care nothing about you. That's crazy. I ain't talking about with their mouth either. You're a part of something, ain't you? Then it ought to be a benefit. It's a benefit to serve Yahuwah. Yes, ain't that right? He ain't got to come for no shaman and come bring it in and down here and fix no flat tire. That's crazy. What do you need up for? We get a tire. That's crazy. Why don't wait on Yahuwah to come out here and fix it and put a tire on your car? That's stupid. Yeah. Anything we're going to do it among us. And it's going to still be because, you know what? That's what he put in us. Y'all got it? All right, they don't like that one. They don't like that one. We'll try to move on and talk to y'all and see where we go with this one and see how everything going, see where we at so we can get it right. How about that? Oh, man, that air, look at that. Chris, they ain't moved y'all yet? Is that air blowing out over there? Ain't no way. There's somewhere to go. We can set y'all right there and right here or something. Just don't touch that pen. Me and Deuce supposed to use that pen. I guess he's just waiting on that pen and that eraser, ain't it? All right, we're going to get ready to move on. We're going to go down. All those that's able. Try not to poop. Kudash Abba, separated Father. I do again for all you done and you rendered to us. I do for sparing our Kai while we slept and we slumber. I do for this opportunity you've given us to be able to come and be able to seek you with our whole being.
with our inner and our outer. Plowing under you, in which we ask that you look down from Shemaim upon the Arach your footstool, and be recalm unto us, which is merciful, blotting out all of our kata and our ma'al, according to the berit you shabbat to the abath, which are the covenant you vowed to the fathers, forgiving us of all that we've done, establishing us in your amath, allowing us to become unclothed, that we might be clothed upon. We seek you in your understanding, that you will lamed us, which is to instruct us and show us and teach us, that we might be filled with the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation. Grant us a Beth in your Malkuth, which is a home in your empire, as you baraka those that yakra upon your Shem and other divers precarious situations. Be with them, to be their nakum, to be their understanding, to be their healer, to be their restorer, to loose the chain that hold the captives, to Mashiach, the of the blind, which is anoint the sight. Baraka those that ask us to allow for them and with them, in which we commit them unto you, and those that support your dabarim. Baraka them and be their Yasha, which is their deliverer. Continue to be a healer to Akuf Nikki, as well as others that are afflicted and sick. Continue to be Nakum to Chris, which is a consolation. Without you, we are nothing. We failed on every end when we started to move and operate outside of that which you have prescribed. We've come short of your kabod because of our kataim, which are our sins. But how do that you come back to establish us, to recover us from such a great detriment before the mashpat, which is the judgment. Search us and see if there be any Rosha Darak, which are any evil ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the Arak everlasting, which is the way of life. Let the debar of our paw, which are the words of our mouth, let the meditation of our laws, which is of our hearts, be acceptable in your own. And as we prepare to move further, we allow in which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praise, the kabod, the glory, and the kabod, the honor, and the shem, which is the name of Yahushua, HaMashiach. Let us all say, Amen. Woo. Mm-hmm. All right. Y'all all right? All right, we're going to. Get ready to see how Mr. Yahuwah see fit. I want to start looking at that. Start looking at before we make decisions, especially major decisions, let's look at consulting him. Because unlike a lot of these other religions, well, we basically kind of falling in the same kind of protocol a lot of the other religions where we hadn't really looked at considering him before we made decisions or making decisions. We'll pretty much consult him once we get into a decision. And once we get too far in a decision, when it's a bad decision, we say rescue, when we should actually be considering him before we make them. I want us to do better. Us, include myself, first and foremost, making sure we start considering him, because sometimes we can move and operate, and we don't really consider, we didn't consult him. Y'all got it? Even when he told me in the book of Yirmiyahu, when he told her he hadn't set those in the bar, he said, yet they ran. He said, I've not spoken to them yet, they're in the bull. They prophesied. He said, but had they stood in my counsel, which is my recommendation for a course of behavior, and they had caused the people to hear my debar, he said, then they would have turned them. And he letting them know when the people got there, we looked at the people got so far off, he looked at, because y'all really didn't consult me. You should have came, you should have consulted me. Because I could have got you to turn them from what they were doing. And that was a good thing, because a lot of times we can be comfortable even as sharas, as servants of Elohim. And we can take upon ourselves that every decision we make that he's okay with. And then a lot of times we don't look at it, we can get too far out there. So it's good for us to come back to consider, for all of us, not just us, but for all of us to consider, it's good to consult him. Y'all got it? Even when
when Koth and Yuchanan went up with Yahushua when he started to Palau and his garment had transfigurated, you know what they asked? Is it too for us to be him? They wanted to make sure, was it good for him to be there? I thought, I wouldn't ask no crowd, no, because you're a different breed of people. All of us, we are. We're a different breed of people. We're looking for the benefits of elohim. Then we need to be more consulting to him or more consulting him when it comes along for courses of actions. Y'all got it? You know, we'll find out when we do, we're going to find out we'll limit ourselves on so many wrong ideas and decisions, going, you know what I'm saying, making so many bad judgment calls. It's going to be good. It's going to be too for us to start examining that. All right? Now, I know some of y'all ain't, because you ain't, well, why? You've been doing good by yourself. No, you haven't. He'll let you come to a crash just so you can come back and start realizing it's too for us to consider him and consult him. It don't hurt. What is it going to hurt? The fact that I take the time to say, I want to consult you and see what you say. Because although I might like it and want it, that might not be the best thing for me. At least give him that opportunity. Y'all get it? At least get that respect. How many of y'all grew up with your parent, both your parents in the home? Or even with a parent. How many of y'all, before you do stuff, they want you to ask them? Because although you might have a desire to do something, they're looking at a lot of more things doing deeper and a little further far set than what you see. Anything you want, how you going to see it? The way you want it. Nothing could possibly go wrong. It's all positive and good. But a parent looking further than that, first of all, I know you. You easily be influenced by other people. No. They might not tell you that, but they sitting there looking, considering you, and looking at that's not the best thing for you. And you know what? A lot of times we don't look at who gonna know it better than Yahuwah. You know when we find ourselves out after we've been tested. We don't know ourselves before that. It's no way. You think you'd ask EU, man, if you lost everything you had, you'll serve Yahuwah. I said, I don't know. I like to think I would. Just like with a lot of us. You like to think you would, but until you get actually in a situation to be tested, you really don't know. So guess what he did? I put you at a test. You had to ask Abraham before he was willing to offer up his being. If you came, he asked you to offer up your only son, you think you could do that? I like to think I would. I feel like I would have. But the best way to find out is to put you through that extreme test to see where you at. Because he asked him about something that he hard. And you know, a lot of times when we get our hurt set on things, how you going to hurt me? How I'm going to be hurt because my trash gone? I don't give a damn about that trash. Don't test me with no trash. It ain't going to work. Somebody done got a receipt for me I had from 1902. Ain't got nothing to do with me and no value. And I'm going to be distraught and torn up about it. Has nothing to do with me. When you start to touch me on something as far as family or my health or start on wealth or other things it might be, now we'll see where I'm at. Y'all got it? Relationship. That's why we get tested. Because no sooner when you build up, you don't believe it, your enemy will come from somewhere else. You'll never, listen, as long as you're here, you're always going to be constantly building. Y'all know it. You always, because you're always going to be tested. You'll build yourself and say, I'm trying to be strong, so I don't commit adultery. Then the lions start to work at you. You know, it'll be something else. It's all going to be something else. So then you work. Man, I thought I was doing good. Now something else come. He let it come for a reason. Y'all hear that? Even Shaul said, we are troubled on every side. So you say you got to kind of work him and want him to be a hedge all around you? Like he did for EU. Because look, when he a hedge all around you, even looking at EU, when Yahuwah was a hedge all the way around him, look at him. His family was well. He was prosperous. Him and his wife were communicating okay. Everything was clicking for him. Everything was clicking. When he told him and said, if you remove that hedge, this man will all argue to your pioneer. He'll curse you to your face. Just remove that head. And every now and then, Yahuwah do for us, he don't remove the whole thing. Because you see, he took a lot of stuff of that man in one day. That's a lot for one person to suffer. How many of y'all think you could have did it one day, all that information? Overwhelmed. All your kids dead. All your crops, all your stuff gone. Everything been taken. All your Aberdeen, your servant been taken. All your flock, all your fold been taken, destroyed. Everything. We were done. Surely Yahuwah is going to send us to Sheol. Isn't that how we think? Surely, he examined it the way we should look at it. He looked at, I want to go through and look at what kind of wretched person am I? He looked at, if something like this happened to a person, surely he should examine himself and his relationship with his creator. You know, that's something a lot of times we'll try to get out from, or we'll just want to get away from a hurt. Ehud was actually set in a place to really examine himself on every end. Looking at my health, looking at the wealth, the things I had, looking at my relationship with my wife, looking at my relationship with my kids. He will put on every end examine. On every end, he will put that and examine himself. And you see what happened when he came forth. He told you, he said, I shall come forth as gold. Because he knew he had been tried. Yahuwah had put him through the fire. A lot of us in here, including me, we can't take a whole lot like that. That's why he asked him, have you considered him? As a matter of fact, there is none like him. So you'll really be telling a lie to get me to try to believe you were one of them. Now, how I come in, the things that he went through and he suffered, that helped build me up. That helped build me up. Now, if a situation similar happens, what I'm going to do? Quit? No, sir. Give up? Don't know who to call on? I'm supposed to consider. Even when things happen to you, the book told you to consider Yahushua. For what reason? How he sat on the right hand of elohim. No, why? You ain't going to believe it, man. Every time I look around, folk be against me and talking against me. I'm ready to quit and stop. That's why he told, consider him. Because a lot of us in here, if enough people, some of y'all, it'd be 2 or 3 people, 4 or 5 people, say enough things against you, surely you'll quit. Surely you'll quit. Don't you know that's the value? And this is why I always start here. I told y'all I like to start here because I want a foundation. Why am I here? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get somewhere. And that's going to be contingent upon some things. I need to first understand and know the value of the writings. Y'all know how many times people, it's people who live their lives on the weekends. Going where, y'all? Where would you think? Where? Say it louder. To the club. If people do that too. Going to garage sales. Going to garage sale. You know why? You'd be surprised what people throw away that's of a lot of value. A lot of value. One guy went to one and he went in and bought a picture. That picture wound up being worth like $100 and some thousand. Them folks sold it for a few million dollars. These bastards had a picture in their house that dated way back. This picture worth like $100 and some thousand, and they were bad. They took him to court trying to sue him for it. They looked at the court like, you sold it. They didn't manipulate you. You sold it. You didn't know the value of what you had. And guess what happened? Yahushua talked about how we sold ourselves to Qatar. And you know why we sold ourselves to Qatar? Because we didn't know our value. That you would hit it dead on the hand. Do you know who you look at Adam? You think Adam understood the principal value of who he was and what he had? You know, when we think about this, who in here will want the opportunity to be the son of Elohim? I ain't talking about being called it from connect to the son of Elohim. And now you've been given your inheritance, not when he died, you're possessing it now. While he living, that's why it makes sense that people don't understand why Yahushua and the Abba living. Kind of like when Yasakal inherited everything while Abraham was living. Typically, we have to die, then the child inherits. How about the inheritor was living while the person that gave him his inheritance was still in existence? Y'all got it? I'm going to let you have. That means that's yours. Because he made him, he said, let him have. I'm giving him this ability, this knowledge, and I'm giving him mashpat. He can make judgment calls. I put all this into her. And listen, and what he want to eat, I put sustainability right here for you. And you know what? He kind of, You know what I would think, what song would have played for him when he got kicked out? You're gonna miss my love, Adam. You're gonna miss my loving. Y'all remember that song? Late in the midnight hour. I guarantee he was sitting out looking at, boy, I lost a lot. I had it all, and I lost it all. And you know what? You don't understand it till you lose it. When he was put out, I'm sure he had a chance. Just because we looking at being like man, being man. You are subject and prone to all of the emotion, the ideals, the hurts of man. That goes with being man. Y'all know that? So with that being said, you can only imagine how he looked at where he was at that low point of where he was, and looking at he had actually cut himself away from somewhere he couldn't get back to. Now we looking at, and it worked for us, we started out a way. We started out a way, and we trying to get back. Think about it for people who were there and then turned away and were put out and couldn't get back. I appreciate the way I found him. I appreciate the way I found him. Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't appreciate it finding him at the first. Like a lot of the young children we got, the young kids we got, a lot of these kids ain't know nothing about Jesus other than what we said to them. A lot of these kids here have more knowledge about Yahuwah and Elohim. They learn the Abarid, learn about the Shabbat. Like, okay, we were Sunday. Sunday, the Lord's day. Everybody know that. Isn't that right? And now, but you know, it was because we got there, then he let us find the failures of it. See, what happened with the other people, even Adam? I mean, everything you're saying, I don't really know it. Think about it. What's the value to Adam? What would have been the value to Adam to die when all he been doing is living? I ain't never seen nothing die. I don't even know nothing about nothing dying. Then you say I'm going to die. What's the value? I don't hold that to a real significant value enough to where it keeps me from not going against you. Y'all understand that? He really didn't have the value. So here's a man that learned value. He learned the valuable system. You know, excuse me, I just sold the most precious thing that could have ever been given to a man because I didn't know the value of it. The day you eat of it, you're going to surely moot. You're going to die. I just be honest with you. Whew. Whew. Put chills all down my spine. I never seen nothing die, Boston. Everything I seen him make, he said it was, and it was supposed to continue. All I'm keep seeing is cycling, generating, still going, and things working. I never seen it tore up or broken before. Now when you find out it's broken and it's torn, you find out you can't put it back and you can't fix it. Do you guys understand how valuable the lesson we've gotten with Jesus? As much as the best that pissed me off, it was the best thing that happened to us. Because I assure you, you ain't got no conversation about Jesus that you can have with me that's going to persuade me and pull me and get me over. It is impossible. There's not a lesson or a message you can preach about Jesus that I will entertain, that I'm going to indulge with you on. But that's only because I learned the value system. Huh? You understand? Think about it. I would have now said, man, having a life where I could have grown up and known this as Barnabas, and from a child, thou had known. But a lot of times it comes in for some to where it makes them veer. Because they want to go and taste. They want to go and see. They want to go and do. Look at Dinah, the daughter, the Bath of Yaakov. What did she do? She went right out with the other women. All she knew, I'm under a strict teaching. I'm on a way. And I really can't condemn them people and say them people wrong. I don't really know them people. Maybe somebody told her, you can't judge a man until you walk a mile in his moccasin. Maybe somebody was there from America, you know what I'm saying, knew about them Indian shoes. But you see what happened, all the people we might go back and we might blame and we might look at, and say, man, that's stupid. If I had elohim, I would. You'd have done the same thing. Because you didn't know the value of. You think about this. And I'll just run through right quick. You can just read it. They know what it say. Read it, and we'll move while I'm talking. Go ahead.
For whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab for our lamed, that we through endurance and the Nakum of the Ketubim might have Tikva.
That's right. And with that, now listen how we got this now. Our expected weight, our connection only came in because of these people fall. So even when it come down to Yahushua, the Gentiles, the Goyim, the other nations, you know, they only got it because of our fall. And you know, man, you talking about, you'll be on the job, you get a supervisor, you know what you'll say? Man, I gotta watch these niggas around him. These niggas just waiting on me to get fired. Talking about waiting on your fall. That's always been the case of people. Waiting on your fall. Moving you out of the way so they can get approval of. Hello? Let's see something. The 4th chapter of the book of Bereshit. They call it Genesis. This is what you do before you have sex. Listen.
And Adam knew Ka'ua, his Ashar, and she conceived.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come up and introduce yourself. How you doing? I'm Adam. What's your name? Let's have a kid. Can we look up the word new? We're looking at both ways, please. English, let's look at Google, and let's look at it from the Abari. Look at acquainted is what we're going to look at for him. To care widely. Going to be a certain by seeing. To know generally. Yada. Okay. That's the word. Yada was used for something else, seems like I remember. This is not the only definition for yada. No. I can't remember the Abari word for it now, but let's see. That what it just showed you these are the two? Because yada was used in Palau too, I think. I remember yada another way too. Praise. Okay. I remember, yeah, I know, I remember something. They also put yada for fear. Because we went back, Yara is different. We went back over Yara for fear. It came up different. I think that's a more custom word, knowing. Search and know, to observe, correspond, well, you know, make known, teach, corresponding to, care, recognize. Okay, care. Okay, That don't help me, really, what I was looking for. But, wait a minute, no. Let's see what the English definition is. These are all the words they're saying that are rendered for yada, that you can correlate back to it. Know it probably can come with knowledge. Be aware of through observation, inquiry, or information. Be absolutely certain or sure about something. Have developed a relationship. Oh, this is a sentence, or this is a different. Have developed a relationship with someone through meeting and spending time with them. Be familiar or friendly with. So this will make sense. So they develop a relationship through meeting and spending time with each other. Amazing, if you notice, with this situation, we notice they didn't conceive till after. Because when we look in the second chapter about verse 19, it told you that he caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And when he woke, and he had taken a rib and closed up the what? The womb, instead thereof. Because that's where he took her from. That's why it made sense for Yahushua to leave the womb open. Because people were still proceeding from him. See, with Adam, remember, he closed it up instead of leaving it open. But with Yahushua, he left his womb open. Y'all didn't know that? He left it open. The man's still bearing. Okay. I guess, I don't know where y'all at. There got to be a purpose. He closed up Adam. But with Yahushua, he left his open. Isn't that right? And that's why with a woman, she has an open womb. I'm telling you, that's why it leaked. That's why y'all had to bleed. It's an open womb. And guess what? You still able to what? Bring forth Kai, right? So there's a rationale to why it's open. Because if he'd have closed it, only people he would have bared would have been those that were there. But the fact he left it open, it left room for him to what? To continue to bear. Hello? Listen, go back let's go back to what our agriculture. He told you about a man went and he sowed noon, continual, the seed. Okay? And some fell upon stone, some fell by the wayside. And he told you those started to grow, but what happened? They had no root. So all these different things, some seed fell, birds came and took and stole some of them away. We talk about those that had fallen into good ground. They had actually fallen into the open where it could be covered. You know what I'm saying? In the open ground. These had root, and they'll continue to grow. Y'all got it? And they flourish. So it's important to have the womb. Hello? It plays a part. Listen, if you look for things that we need to know, and I mean, I remember, typically when you look, people in the Middle East have more of a mindset toward nature and life. You know what I'm saying? Something they would say, even with they look to Confucius, his writing, because they look at a lot of sayings just came to be what we call martially their proverbs. They kind of look at things. They looked at how life operates. So when they had things in sentences or saying, you could correlate it with life. Y'all got it? Like I told you about looking at how peace and harmony, and then look at how things work together. And there's a rat like us. As soon as we see a bug, what we do? Kill it, call the exterminator, and we want to kill every damn bug that could possibly be on this planet. And the stuff you need in order for you to exist only exists because of those bugs. So now you look at what you can kill and extinguish without destroying an ecosystem. See, man, I remember years ago, I had this older white guy on a route I used to run, and he would give me a little nut eggs, natural. Man, them eggs cooked so damn pretty. They cooked like TV eggs, and corn. I mean, it was so good. Everything. I asked him what kind of fertilizer. He said, I don't use no fertilizer. I said, what about bugs? I said, you had to worry about the bugs, killing the bugs. He said, I don't kill those bugs. He said, the ants? He said, oh, well, God tillers. He said, 'cause they dig down in the ground. He said, I leave them alone. He said, they got to eat too. I was saying to myself, that was kind of stupid, but I ain't said that to him. The food was good.
And being older, you know, he realized he started to understand how nature works. See, things that you grow and you get, they got to exist too. We all, they're like bees. You see bees, kill them all, get them. If we kill the bees, all of us dead. You ain't living. Those are the only thing that help pollinate. Plants and bees have an agreement. Plants make themselves look attractive, so bees will come to them for nectar. And when they come to them for nectar, they'll just ease and put a little pollen on their leg. I appreciate you dropping by, getting a drink. Like, no problem, I gotta go. I see some other over here, I know. So plants can't get to each other because they're grounded, because of their roots. So they use other means in order to travel to get it across. Kind of like Yahuwah. Yahuwah's sitting on his throne. The Shalakim, we're nothing but bees. We get this word from him, and we go and we let it germinate, and we carry it around and everywhere else for him. See, when you understand how life works and how he allowed things all to work together, that's how we get an understanding on how things work for us. But a lot of times we get in a lot of derision in our decision making and doing things because we don't understand just how life works. Things have to happen. You know, I used to look at, even when you look at like earthquakes, which are definitely got to be traumatic and scary. When y'all agree? Anybody ever been in an earthquake before? I ain't talking about somebody fought it. And you sat on the couch with them. We're not talking earthquake. Y'all been in an earthquake. So, and that's got to be scary. And the ground cracks open. Well, Yahuwah got rain, he got to get down. And there's some plants that got roots and trees so rooted, they need to get it. And you know what I do? I got a cracker. You looking at your house fail. You looking at a building crumble. You looking, all that can be put back. He looking at, I need their ice. And this ice got to get water. So I got to get it in there. And the only way to get it, I got to crack their rocks open. See, when we start understanding the principles of how he does things, even with fire. Anybody had their house to burn up or something to catch on fire and had a loss? I have, or just me in the car. And it's tragic. But then he got fire, he'll set out in woods and in the wilderness and come through, so he can bring in new growth. Those plants, those trees that die, they actually drop some and leave some so you get new growth. You don't have to go and plant that, it'll come back. It can be used as a form of purifying. So now he tells us he's going to bring us through the fire. Now my old way of thinking was what? To kill me, to destroy me and take me out? No, I got to purify you. Just like you learn with gold, I had to purify. So what? I put it through some intense heat. Even with the 3 Abari Anashim, the men. What did he do? He carried them through the fire so he could purify them. And listen, wasn't a hair on their arm even burned. There wasn't even a stench or the smell of smoke. But he took them through the fire. What's the purpose of all of what I'm saying? If we don't get to understand how life works, there's no way to understand him. Everything is dependent upon one another. Y'all got it? Even he told us, we then as what were? No, by our damn self. With him. See that? All of us working in a unison. All of us working together in a unison. But a lot of time we don't understand it, and it's easy, because some of y'all long gunners, you kind of self-proclaim off to yourself, and you feel like everybody against you. That's because that's your shit. That's because that's your shit. Nobody think about you like that. First thing people do, because if you stay up to yourself, you leave your own interpretation of everything. When you open yourself, then you get to hear the ideals and explanations of other people and get the expounding of other things that you not have clarity on. So you be better about yourself and realize a lot of things that you had going on have been your own mirage. I remember you had a cartoon, Joker be walking so thirsty, and he'll see a hamburger shack and all that and run on there and dive down and start eating the damn thing, eating sand and stuff. Or look at their friend's leg or something, their leg look like a drumstick. I mean, hey, what you doing on my leg? Because you know what? All it becomes a figment of your imagination. Because you put yourself in a situation where you're limited to access. And what we're trying to do is get access. And how we get access is through the Ruach, which is the word.
And how we understand that, like we understand how the wind can move leaves and make trees do different things, we understand that he actually made us start scripting these lines we read. He said, I saw men as trees. That's what he said. So we got it from Ots. Ots wrote this because the Ruach moved on them and inspired them to script this. For us. For us. Can you imagine that? For us. For us. He did all that for us. But when you don't see that for yourself, oh, he's talking about everybody else. I've been there before. Get out of that room. Get out of that room. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. You're limiting yourself because you took on a belief that somebody gave you. Why you can't be saved? That makes no sense. Let me ask you a question. For those people that feel like they can't be saved, not going to be saved, and the only reason I can imagine why you couldn't be saved is, I'm just taking a while, I guess, probably what you committed sin. You know he came to save sinners. So you saying he don't have the ability? Or you not willing to do what it takes? These are the only two reasons you cannot be saved. I ain't buying your shit if you're selling it. The only two reasons you can't be saved. One, he can't do it. Now you done mess yourself up. Two, because you don't want to do it. If we're in agreement that he can do it, and you want to be saved, I actually like the unit said, what does hinder you? Those are the only two reasons you can't be saved. Now, how many of y'all want to be saved? How many of y'all can't be saved? Good. You see the rationale behind that? Now, think about what you had in bothering your mind why you think you can't. Because I did too much. You know the book declares that Ahab, no one has did more to aggravate Yahuwah than Ahab. No one has did more, and your ass is going to sit here and tell yourself that you done more than Ahab. No one has did more to anger him than Ahab. My name's Tony. I can be saved. Y'all see that? But see, and the things we talking about now, it don't make sense. Because I'm telling y'all what happened. And I appreciate how we go, how you see fit. If you don't deal with what you deal with out here and how you see things out here and how you see yourself, this is an impossible feat. I don't care what I teach you. This is impossible. It's not going to work. And I'm not going to lie to you. Well, just keep coming, keep listening, it's not working because you already combating it before it can even get through. You already blocking it because you subscribe to, I know what I done. I know I was wrong. I know he ain't gonna save me. Why? He put the call out to whoever come. Whosoever will, let him come. Whosoever will. Let's see something. Well, guys, so let's look at this right quick. I'll try to move down. Now, hold for me the 3rd chapter, Matthew 3 and 7. Matthew. How many of y'all remember why we came over here? How many of y'all don't remember? All right, 2. Let's see. Keep going.
And bare Cain and said, I have gotten a ish from Yahuwah. And she again bare his ark a ball.
You see how she acknowledged? She said, Adam did it. She knew who gave it to her. She knew who did it. She knew exactly who it was. That's the same thing in my ring. She knew how she got hers too. From Yahuwah. She already knew who was the orchestrator, illustrator of it. Yahuwah. Man, I told you, I kill, I make alive. She knew that before. She already knew how I got him.
That's right.
How did I get him? How did he get him? And now I'm finna get ready to bring another one into the rocks. It come from Yahuwah. The book declared that every two and Talmud Baraka come from Yahuwah. Mm-hmm. He's the Abba of our He's the begotter. He's the starter of light. When he came here, that's what he came to do. It makes sense on what he came to do. When he said, before I came, y'all understand it was darkened. He came to make clear to the Orites. Tell me, it makes sense that Elohim saw a harp the Orite that you ain't gonna believe what he did. That's what he did with Adam. That's how much he cared about when he came here. I want to do something. I want to do something big for y'all. I want to do something to show y'all that I'm really for you. I'm going to give y'all somebody from me. Y'all hear that? If you are money, you won't perish. He set up every probability for you to make it. We've been the only reason why we ain't made it. Come on, I've been guilty to that stuff. Other folk gonna make it, ain't gonna make it, I'm just here. You don't tell nobody, you just going through and you might understand. It's good for everybody else. Now, then you get them good feelings and you start feeling good, then he come back across your mind, you know what? Not for you though. You ain't gonna get it. You know where you get that from? That's from us. Why he gave me this? Why he give me this? Because he want me to go with what's in my mind. He want Tony to think. He want Tony to come over. Hey, well, how you feeling, Tony? Feel good? Okay, well, you ain't gonna make it. Based off of what? Even when you come in with your rationale, you still got to throw it against the board. Let's see what it say. You know how many people been defeating their own minds? The reason why he told us to consider him, who endures such contradiction and continuity, lest you grow up again, weary and faint with him. See where it kill you at? You'll keep that thinking up on your own. You'll keep that stuff on your own. You're going to be your only hurt. That's how a lot of people lose out with him. That's how a lot of people lose out on their own. On their own. Because they cancel themselves out. You buy into it. It makes no sense for you to buy into what you thinking when he got something written. It'd be different. He left it to me and said, well, what you think? How you feel? Let's go with that. Then every man got his own way. He said, I don't want every man to have his own way. I don't want every man to have his own thought about me. I want every man to be able to think on me the same way. So I left it descriptive. I left a script for everybody to role play, to know when something come in your mind, when things come up, go back and look at it and examine it to see whether or not it's so. In the 17th chapter of Acts of the Apostle, when they came through, Acts of the Charlotte King, they'll call the Apostle. When they came down, they went through certain cities, I think Thessalonica, and they came to the Beth of one, and all these things happened here, and then they went to Berea, and then he told you that these were more aristocratic than those in Thessalonica. You know why? Because, first of all, they received it. They was ready. And that's your book, Be More Ready to Hear. And he said they was ready. That's the first thing. They was ready to hear it. And how was they searching it? Whether. I'm trying to make sure it just ain't no figment of my imagination. You know how I'm telling y'all, the stuff that we'll go over, you will say, well, I already believe that. The problem is with what you already believe, wasn't no writing for it, the way you believed it. Which means it could be altered. That's why he kept it so simplistic. Even with rulers, when you write it that it couldn't be altered. Write it that it couldn't be changed. Even with Pelotus, when he wrote down there, Yahushua was the Malak of the Yahudim. And look at that, whoa. Go back and change that. He said, what? He said, you wrote that he was the Malak. Say that he said it. He said, what I wrote. Now, if he couldn't change it, you think Yahuwah would change it here? He would let you see that there were men that held to their word. Yeah. Even when Herod, when he'll harp you, Ukanon. But when he saw Herodes dance for him, he told her, ask what you will, even up to half of my Malkuth. I'll give you half of my That girl grabbed that pole, but she might have dropped that thing. That girl was dropping that. When a man say he gonna get half of Malkuth, they talking about twerking. But I bet he probably sitting there looking at her thing. You need a picker. I'll give you a picker. You ain't getting no hair no Malkuth, no. God give that picker. Come get the pill. Man, that's serious. But then when she asked for her aim told her, said, ask for the head of your Ukanon, the immerser. And that man committed to it. He was stuck. And the book said, he'll harm Ukanon. Oh, he'll harm Ukanon. You know what? He ain't say, you know what? Y'all tricked me. Man, you know, I ain't got to do that, Cam. You know what, man? She played me, man. That whole crazy. That's what we do. That man went on. That's what I said. If it affect him, it'll affect him. I put the word out all the way up to have my mouth cool. He good as dead. She said, ask for his head on the chart, cut his head off. And that man stood with his word. Now, surely I can stand with what Elohim done told me. Now, if it come in, it'll afflict you some kind of way in our relationship, then so it be. Y'all got me. That's how we got to be to come in our servitude. These people weren't even in Sadiq, and yet these folks held to them the bar. Then why we can't hold to what's right that we know? Now, if it afflict, well, if I do that, hypothetically, it's going to cause a problem with me and the heart. We and him ain't going to be like we to be. If it's to do the will of Elohim, then we had to, get what? We had to serve it that. Y'all got it. But see, we come in, we don't really come in committed in our mind like that. Recognizing that the things we have is of him. These are loans. Everything we got loans. Y'all got all these loans. He come back to get it. That breath you got, that's a loan. I ain't tell you gonna live here forever. That's a loan. And when he get ready, he come back to get it. Y'all got it. That's what he realized he called my loan in. He gave me them kids for a certain period of time. He gave me all over the dog. He gave me Aberdeen. He gave me houses. But then got where he said, I'm coming to call my loan in. I'm calling your loan in. Your loan getting called in. The day. And all you do, that's how I'm going to tell you something. If we start to think, if we start to rationalize to that degree, then losses don't hurt so much. You know why losses kill some folks? I could die. This is my whole world. Because you took a loan as though that was your permanently. That's a loan. But see, that's why a lot of folks, we look at how these people are able to just transition the way they transition. How these people are able, because they understood the man loaned it to me. Even he told Abraham how he was going to bring us out in our fourth Tuledah, in our fourth generation from Mizraim, that we were going into captivity. Then he told us something had to happen. Who remember what it was? Hand. It was almost a tie. Who want to give who the chance? You think he got it? That guy, he might. You think Chris got it? Oh my goodness. You had come. That man looked at you and said, all right, let's find out then. Tell me what you say, Chris. That's right. That's what he said. That's the right answer. He talked about it said to the iniquity of the Amorites be completed. That's why. You know, we had to stay there and wait. Think about it. Those people had no idea that they were sitting in a land they were going to get tossed out of. They had a 400-year lease. You know how comfortable you get in 400 years? Man, that thing going to run on and on and on. We ain't going to never lose that thing. Tell them Gentiles they time up. Tell them they time up. That was it. Y'all know he kept up there till their time was fulfilled to get them out of there. So that's when you start looking at everything you got. It's a time limit. Hello? It's a time limit on it. When you start to realize that, you start to realize things and you learn to possess things differently and you don't let things possess you so much. But what happens with us a lot of times, we don't become possessors of things. Things become possessors of us. Okay? Let's finish this up. Come on.
And she again bare his ox, a ball, and a ball was a keeper of sheep. Mm-hmm. But Cain was a tiller of the Adamah. Mm-hmm. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the pari of the Adamah an offering unto Yahuwah.
And what happened?
And a ball he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And Yahuwah had respect unto a ball and to his offering.
What happened?
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Mm-hmm. And Yahuwah said unto Cain,
what did he say?
Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, Qatar lieth at the door.
Stop for a second. From the Greeks and how they wrote, we're just looking. Hast thou not, this one he asks him, if thou doest well, shall not thou be accepted, how they write on him. But here with the Greeks write, had thou not
Qatar.
sinned, if thou had brought it,
Right.
but not rightly divided it. Be still, to thee shall be his submission, and thou shalt rule over him. That's it. Moving and going. Tend to be still. Well, you find that, well, noticing they using be still could be in their writing, but amazing when we were brought to the Yom, he told them to, what was it again? So they would see it, they would know it. That means they would take knowledge of it. So a lot of times you could be moving and going, and that's when you need to be still. Y'all know that? Same thing, why y'all think he nailed Yahushua to the tube? Otherwise he'd have been moving, and you'd have missed it. So he had to be still so you could see it. You think you'd have saw it with him moving? It made sense for him to be still so you could see the salvation. Okay? So when you start looking at why, just like, and now first thing people say, see, God always desired blood. God, that's why, see, his was wrong because he ain't have no blood. I don't know where you got that from. The reason why he didn't, and he let you know, first of all, why I didn't respect what he did. I didn't respect it because he would commit Qatar. Hello? Yes, sir. I didn't. He said I didn't respect it because he committed Qatar. It wasn't done rightly. So I didn't have no respect. I wouldn't regard it. So you need to know that people try to put their own rationale behind things or why, but he's really trying to let a man know, listen, if you hadn't committed Qatar, if you've done the thing rightly, there had been an even divide, I would have taken what you brought me. If that's the case, it was dumb that he wanted, why would he have told us in Olive Shamuel, the 15th chapter, that Yahuwah has more pleasure in obedience? Where's the dumb in obedience? And the hearken, to shama with the intent to do. There's no dumb involved. I've been trying to get you into compliance. Anytime Dawn was brought up, it was an admission that there was Qatar and that a life was taken. Why would I have pleasure in a life being taken? He told you, he said, I have no pleasure that the Rosh Hashanah. Why, if that's the case, why was he sending people to tell us to repent? Why were there people telling us what we were doing wrong? Because Yahushua wanted everybody to die? Do you know that's the mindset I had as a Christian and back? And not looking at, I'm telling you what's wrong so you can do it. You know who get like that? Boxers. The corner telling him something, but he's so pissed because he done took some blows and hit. He gonna go out, football player, basketball coach telling him, listen, what you doing? They pissed. I know what I'm gonna do. I wanna get back, I'm gonna show him. And he gonna look at, you gonna cost us the game. You gonna cost us the game with yourself and then stay on the bench. And they pissed with the coach now. I ain't mad with his ass, I'm mad with you now. Coach looking at him, I'm gonna win, and the coach just ignored that point. I ain't got time for your shit. I'm just I gotta work this out because you and yourself. Don't y'all know that's us with Yahuwah? When he coming to try to tell her, I'm telling you what you're doing wrong so you can do what? Let's make the changes. That's right. You're right. Let's get it right before you wind up losing. That's right. Most of the time, I tell you, them coach, how many times y'all would yell out in the locker room with the coach? How many times y'all remember the coach yelling, going off and they pissed, cause they like, and they start to show you why. That's when you get you, when they start to show you why. Let me show you what you were doing. Let me show you how this man was beating you. You see him pissed. Because you got set in yourself and you allowed yourself to take control, or you allowed the situation to get you and to alter you. You let opposition move you and you weren't staying persistent. They have a reason why. They might say, well, the plan didn't work, but the purpose is
I set this scheme for a reason. Let's see how it works. I can go back and I can change it. Look at Yahuwah. When he set up Adam, that was a plan. And it had to go through, right? They said, well, that plan didn't work. Well, that only gave me an opportunity to go back and reassess it. Because I got a backup plan. I had a plan before I gave that plan. When that didn't work and when Satan read the scheme and saw, I got another plan. Wow. Guess coach is the only one who can do it. Let's see what happened. Verse 8.
And
Are y'all okay? Are y'all learning anything though?
yes, sir.
Because this is about us. We have been our biggest hurdle.
Sir.
We have been our biggest hurdle. We've been the biggest failure of ourselves. Let's see what happened.
And Cain talked with Abal, his ox, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain come up against Abal, his ox, and slew him.
On the Greek said that they talked with him. He actually persuaded him to let us go into the plain. That sound familiar? Hands. Y'all know he got the answer. Hello? So he got the answer. How many of y'all don't have the answer? Can I show? Let me see your hand. Y'all want to hear it? You hold what you got. Give me Nahum chapter 6 and verse 4. Let's see what happened. I'm reading it with y'all now. They call it Nehemiah. Listen. Well, we'll go here at 1. I had 4. That's fine. We'll do 1. Come on. That's fine. That's fine. We'll make it work. Listen.
Now it came to pass, when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies, Shammah, that I had builded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein.
No more openings left. What happened?
Though at that time I had not set up the doll upon the gate.
So you know what we just learned? Hand? Go ahead. That's right. Yahushua wasn't there. Because when he came, that's why that makes sense when he told her, he said, that's why he said, I'm the door. He was trying to tell you, I closed all the breaches. He let everybody else work to close the breaches up before he got there. That's the whole purpose of us coming.
Right.
That's what we here for. We make a straight way for him. We're trying to make the pathway straight for him. Before he get back, all he told us to do, close the breaches. I'm the door. They're going to have to enter in by me. He got us working to close these breaches up. There's a lot of little holes people can creep in and get to, so he wants to close up all the breaches. He get here, he said, I'm the door. That's why he told her he knew he was working. He had enough sense. Think about this man working, put the wall, and the man realized something. We ain't got no doll. So now the anticipation was waiting on the doll to get there. Listen.
That Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying,
Do what?
Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono.
Wow. But what was their intent?
But they thought to do me mischief.
They were trying to get me out there to kill me. You know, you look at that. I done heard Cain talk before. You know how dumb we just go off with folks all the time. You know how he picked that up? Hey, how about me and you go out there and look at it? Because they already done see the man got respect to you. They already see the man working with you. And then they want to pull you off somewhere. I heard this story before. Isn't that right? And they thought to do me mischief. And tell them what happened.
And I sent Malachim unto them, saying,
Doing what?
I am doing a great work,
What
so
happened?
that I cannot come down.
So do what?
Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you?
Guess what? Had a ball not fallen to it, had not a ball had gone into it with him, we would have never known. It's a setup. It's a setup. Now see that? So when we look at whatever was written, what was that again? Before us. What was it written for?
Alamed.
To show us, to teach us, and to instruct us. That we through enduring, going through without giving. That's what he did. I'm going through because he looked at these my enemies. But they're not stopping me from being persistent. Opposition ain't moving me. I already know that their intent is an ill intent. That's why he let them know, and I'm doing a great work. And why should I come down? Why should I leave it to come down to you? People don't just stop. Listen to what else happened.
Yet they sent unto me 4 more times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner.
Hands, correlation. I got one beat you hard. Now let me say, Hard came right up out of here now. He got Joanna saying him. It's his chain now. Are we gonna give him? I'm just saying, you got it. You feel like you got it. You don't forget it. You don't let him have it. They're tight. He said he got confidence. He ain't like Jaheed war with Chris. Man, Chris that ain't beat no Joe Lewis. He been a hater, you ain't he, Chris?
That's right.
Him and that Dunn Hayward. That's a good one. It's out there. I ain't leave a lot of room out there. How many of y'all don't know? How many of y'all ain't got no idea where to go? Let me see them hands. All right, well, how many of y'all got ideas then? They ain't raising their hands. Uh-oh, they're tight. Uh-oh. Hard about that hard.
Yahushua on the 2.
He said, Yahushua on the 2. No, that ain't that. That's kind of good. That's a half a point, though. Somewhere, not in here, though. Uh-oh, John got his hand up. Now, the white hand is up. You want to try one more? Uh-oh, he don't try. Let's say. Balaam.
He said Balaam.
Balaam was Shireen. They ain't, no. Oh, yeah, they said even more notable than that. Yeah, they can probably ain't going to use that one today. It could be you if somebody one is experienced as I am. Not a minute. Well, hold on, Dave. He said, yeah, he going to respect you. Respect the bishop. You going to come out there? Musha. Tell him about Musha. He went to see Pharaoh. That's right. He had the same man. He was trying to persuade Pharaoh to come down. Who pastor this is? Justin, don't you dare turn you look at your pastor now. All right, the white. Who else? Somebody had another one. Hello? Who else? More. Oh, Ray. Oh, Ray. Oh, my name is Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
I was thinking about when Yaakov sending the people before Asu.
Oh, he think about when Yaakov sent he sent his Abedin, and he put space in between each one to go and see Asu. And they were taking gifts. And how did that work out? How did it work out? No, I ain't saying you're wrong. How did it work out when he sent them gifts? You can't remember? Talking about Asu received him because he hugged his ox when he got there? Yeah. So how y'all think about that answer? Because he was saying how he wasn't persuaded because they were trying to get him to come down. What I would have thought on. Let me see what you got, Dwight. You had Balaam too? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not bad to that degree. Well, I was looking at with Yahushua. After he had fasted, Satan came to him approximately about 4 times. He even told him about to cast himself down. That what you had, Rudy? I'm about to get me a T-bone steak. Like, cause when I get grown when I'm 12, get me one. Man, I'm trying, yeah. Because remember, Satan kept trying to get him down. Remember, he was in the heart after he had fasted. And he kept trying to persuade him to come down, even asking to cast himself down. Now, you could look at him on the 2 as well, why he didn't come down, because they were trying to persuade him as well to get him to come down. He'd be the Malaka Elohim, but he looked at the same thing. I'm doing a great work. But see, the reason why I want y'all to look at it and consider, when you're doing something, you have to be mindful of when people come to you. Because a lot of times they might have, nobody going to come in with a shirt, I'm opposition. I'm your foe. Who going to fall for this? So people are more or less going to try to entice you through speech, through other things, through trying to give you things like with Balaam. People will try to do that. Or you position on you, which can become opposition. Or for him, it was the people they said, they were promoting him to position. And so that's the thing what helped Yahushua, because of Balaam. Y'all know that? Because he told him if he'd do all these, that he would give him all the Malku, which was going to put him in position. See, they tried to get Balaam to curse us simply off of giving him position. The people that they sent were people that were able to. They had the ability to say, you know what? Whatever your position is, you higher. So when Satan came, Satan looked at all these Malchus of the rock. He said, all these I'll give if you just bow down, which means he would have had to come down. Hello? See what happened with Yahushua, he wasn't moved to the beat of that drum. And he learned that from who? Hands. All right, we got one. How many of y'all, hold on, wrong answer, right answer. I heard him got ready to say something. Jahi, wrong answer, right answer. Yeah, hold on, wait, which one is it? Right, all right, let's see what you're going to say. Different stroke. Now, where's that in the book? And you went for this? Oh, we got a man, who?
When the commandment came out that when they heard the sound of the flute, the sack butt,
and the heart, they were all supposed to fall down. No, that was, yeah, they were all supposed to fall down. That was actually, he said Daniel, they said the book of Daniel, that was the 3 Abariyah men. They were told that when they heard the sound, the sack butt, the flute and harp, everybody supposed to fall down and worship, and they weren't doing it. They let them know, we knew he made the decree, but we're not doing it. And see, you had to have that in mind. They looked at, they put them in a state they had to look at. People, it was a sentence of being cast into a fiery furnace. So what did they do? What did they have to rationalize? The fact that they didn't do it. And what was the commandment of elohim? What position would they have to put themselves in? Can I get a hand? Thank you. Humble. I had said hands. And how you say hands in Mexican? Handos, sendo, what? Manos, not here. I said hand here. He said, yeah, I believe it. But no, but you see, what we're doing is challenging to think about. So this is what you got to look at. If all these things happened before Yahushua came in the Passah, okay? These were the things he used to keep him on course, keep him on task. What you going to use? Go ahead. I could never be like Yahushua. How can I not be like him if I have the exact same playbook? He had the same playbook. Now, there are some things internally that we have to work out, and that's why we go and learn how to do things with our inward parts. He has a desire for those things. We just don't consider them. Let's see. So kind of my mind. Most High will come here. See if that's the 16th chapter of the book of EU. 16, 11. I think 13 is what I want. We'll see. EU. Let's see what I want. Listen.
Elohim had delivered me unto the Rosha and turned me over into the hands of the Rosha.
He realized that. Can you realize that? How they got me? Guess who testimony this is? This Yahushua. When he was sitting in the gun and he was plowing, he was in the gun. He turned him over. He told, you know what he told him? He told them amazingly. He told them to go ahead and take your rest. He said the Bene Ish had been delivered in the hands of Rosh Anashim. Mm-hmm. You think anybody knew this? They couldn't have known it. He said had they known it, they wouldn't even crucify him.
That's right.
The fact he told him, he made that statement.
Right.
That's what he told him. Go ahead and take your rest. He said the Bene Ish had been delivered in the enemy hands. He realized it. EU, listen, this is EU. This is his confession. For the Yahuwah has delivered me into the hands of the Rosha Anashim, and thrown me upon the ungodly, which is the Rosha, the wicked. You know what? EU was looking at that when he was laying on his bed of affliction, and his friends, Raul, that's what they were looking at, would be friend of Elohim. These guys supposed to be my friends. And these guys say he looked at it, he looked at it. While I'm sitting here looking, considering my situation, I done lost my kids, okay? All my kids gone. My wife said some stuff so sideways, she talking like these other people at that point. I got all this going on, and y'all guys who I thought would be for comfort, you guys are coming to me, and I look at, Elohim done delivered me in the hands of Rosh Anashim. He done thrown me over to the Rosha. Because that man been doing the same. He was looking for encouragement. He wasn't getting it from them. That's why it's so important to make sure you align your mind with the Mach. Because if you don't, you'll give in. Let's see what else he said.
I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder.
He distracted me.
He hath also taken me by my neck and shaken me to pieces and set me up for his mark.
See that? That's the same thing he did with Yahushua. You know, they put on his beard. You ain't gonna believe what happened with them doing that. It made him ready. That's what you were told about Daud. That he was of a goodly counsel and he was ready, which means his face was red. When they were slapping Yahushua and snatching on his beard, it made it red like Daud's. He was ready. Same thing with Adam. He was ready. He had a reddish tint to his face. You ain't never had nobody hit your face turn red. So Daud, so did Yahushua, so did Adam. They had a red tint. Okay? So this is what he's trying to tell. They took my listen, and then the whole purpose why they put him up on the tube, he was a mark. And Barashit, Bara, in the beginning, created, elohim, Hashamayim, which is Ots. He put a sign in the Shamayim and in the Arats. So Yahushua fulfilled Talmim completed both of those. He said, I put one in the Arats and I put one in the Shamayim. That's why he was here on the Arats and he was still in the Shamayim. He fulfilled both of them. Before we were looking up and we were looking around. When Yahushua came, he fulfilled all that. And Yirmiyahu told us, he said, don't I feel Shamayim and the Arats? That's virtually impossible until he showed us how. And before Yahushua did it, he showed it through Daud ben. He was riding upon a donkey. And as he rode, his hair got caught up in the thicket of the tree. And the book said he hung between Shamayim and the Arats. That was before Yirmiyahu told us, I feel the Shamayim and the Arat. Now as a Christian, what was our logic? He feel the Shamayim. God everywhere. He was trying to get a look. That's why EU realized when everybody was sitting around and they were picking and poking at him, you know what they were looking at? You a sign. You ain't so right. Why are you being afflicted? Because you're not right. And guess what we found out about Yahushua? He wasn't right. You know how we found out he wasn't right? Because he took on all our righteousness. And guess what we found out about ourselves? We weren't right. Yahuwah set him up for a mark. That's what we look at. These folks sit here. Are you put me here in this condition for these people to come and to tell me I'm wrong, ain't right, to mimic and pick at me about all of my losses and the things happening to me is because of me? That's what we saw with Yahushua. That's why we put him up now. The man said he would have been elohim. What further witnesses do we need? Y'all done heard the man blasphemy. Everybody agree he should be crucified. Put him up there for a mark so people can see him. And put his accusation over his head. Put the charge him, put his charges over his head. You know, the police get you, they're gonna write yours down too. They write your charge, they keep the record. You can't order. You know what has to happen with that amazing? A governor had to come and pardon you. How many of y'all didn't know that? Ken, you had to get a pardon one time. Who you got it from? You remember? It was the governor. It was the governor. And you ain't gonna believe what the book told you, Yahushua. The government gonna be upon his shoulder. Which means what those people document and write, that can't be changed and moved unless the governor come in. You don't even realize how important it was, do you? See, when you've been saying you can't be saved, it's because of the charges against you. The whole purpose of bringing him in, because he's a governor. He's going to pardon you of that. That's what Yahuwah kept trying to tell you. I can pardon all your iniquity. All your katain, all your trap, I pardon them. Y'all got it. I could, which basically come in like, and then he let you know I'm the master. Also, he let you know I'm the shafet. You can go to court and a judge can find that you were actually wrongfully charged. This should have never even been brought to my courtroom. The evidence that brought up against you been tainted. That's what people go to court for. Really, a judge is there to vindicate you. He supposed to be that just like he told Musha and the rest of them, though, to supposed to make sure you condemn the Rosha and you supposed to vindicate the Sadiq. That's what they actually supposed to be there for.
And guess what? The reason they try to use their blind, because they actually supposed to, it don't matter who you are. Look, oh, that's my nigga there. No. That I don't see that. All I'm supposed to see is Sadiq. When you sat down in my spot, you're supposed to condemn the roaster and you're supposed to vindicate the Sadiq. Don't matter who it is. See, them white folk, the Greeks, they had to tie their eyes up. You know why? Because they know they're not partial. They know they're not impartial. They'll put a thin-ass piece of tissue around their eye. Know they can look through it. First, I'm gonna sit here and look at you both of y'all. Y'all got a case. Get them bar. Wait, no, he ain't sleep. Come on, I'm finished. Come on, y'all both hypothetical. Come on, y'all stand right here. On the east side. Y'all done brought y'all case to court. Come on. Okay, y'all got y'all. Let me do this. That way I don't know who is who. Are you serious? This is the fool that white folk do. Make a fool of it. Don't matter. I need to see you. So I got to be able to sit down to consider. Y'all got it. And Sadiq is still supposed to be Sadiq, and Rosh is still supposed to be Rosh, regardless of who they are. That's too. White folk do stuff that make you think, and you be impressed with that shit. I'm not impressed with that. Take that shot, take that cloth, and wash your dirty ass. That don't impress me, not one bit. I'm for the truth. Ain't that right? For the mind. We ain't got time for no game. Everybody done gamed us. We don't have time for no more games. That's why I be so angry, because everybody done made stuff that's simplistic. They done made it so difficult to understand and get it. That's why so many of our people, it ain't just him. In church, if you got them people and told those people the truth, over 90% of them folks will get in and tell them folks, no, I don't believe I can be saved. 90%, you pin them down and get them what they'll tell it. They'll just keep lying because they're being buried. They don't want everybody to know. The average person sit there with that derision because nobody explained to us. What do you think the man came for? To show us the strength of. He said, I want to show you the strength of. I allowed you to get into the impossible so I can show you what's possible. Even Yahushua told with man is, with elohim, I can't be saved, Chris. It's impossible. That's so contradictory in your speech. But the reason it contradicts in your speech because no one's explained it to you in a way where you can comprehend and realize, I have defeated Tony Smith. You have defeated yourself because of your derision and the way people giving you things. You heard them folks say, oh, powerful word. You say, man, I missed that. I ain't gonna be saved. I don't know. And they don't know the hell they done heard either. People don't know what they heard. Listen, that's why I asked y'all what answer. A lot of people put their hand. Now when I come and explain to you why, people say, okay, that's even more logical. And the reason, the purpose of that, so we can all be on the same platform. No more, he said, every man teach himself. Nobody teaching his name. He said, all gonna know me. From the least to the greatest. It just gotta be explained to us in a way where we can get it. The way things been given up, we just, every time you hit, the more defeated you get. Okay? So listen what he told. He said, when I was at peace, shalom, he distracted me. He said, before all that happened, that stuff was a distraction. That's what we learned about opposition. Right? Mm-hmm. He took me by the hair of my head. They said by my neck. Well, he said by the neck anyway. Both said by the neck. And plucked it out. He set me up as a mark. He realized that. That Yahushua look at, that's my testimony. Y'all know that? Kazun told us that. Isn't that right? That was his testimony. Yeah. That the Ruach of Nebuah was Yahushua's testimony. And see, that's how we know whether or not you're on the right page, because if you can't identify him and the premise of him, then you're in the wrong way in the first place. Y'all got it? All right, let's see. 13. Listen.
His archers compass me round about.
Wow. What happened?
He cleaveth my reins asunder, and doth not spare. He poureth out my gall upon the Adamah.
Let's see what gall is. Let's look it up. We'll look up from the English. It should be like something that make you sick, sour, poison. Let's see what happened. Blood and impotent behavior, the contents of a gallbladder, bile, proverbial for its bitterness.
the gallbladder, gall, bowel, blood. Let's see what it says from the arbory. Ma'era is the pronunciation is Ma'era, from its bitterness, the bile, the gall. And they talked about him, they gave him gall. I think it also referred to like venom. They used gall. The bitterness, because remember he was up on the tooth, they gave him gall to drink. They gave him poison, mingle. He told it was a poison they gave him. They actually tried to extract it to take him out. He told us they gave him that for his food, poison, the bitterness. A lot of things you start looking at, he desired from. I think it talked about in that same book, it talked about desiring his kidneys. In that same book, it talked about him desiring his kidneys or something, or wanting his kidneys, which was his inward parts. And these are the things we talked about before, how important we're trying to, I say we are going to accomplish. We're not going to try, we're going to accomplish. I want to make sure we understand the importance of things that he allowed to happen to us, and we want to kind of consider them why. Just like with us, Shaul talked about how they were made a spectacle unto the, remember that, to the rocks? What were we saying? They were made a mark? See, a lot of times, you know, we don't like to do, and that's why he puts a lot of people, how many of y'all don't like to be front show, front with called out or seen, or the ridicule of? That's why he pulled us out. Because a lot of times what happened, we kind of shell ourselves in. You know, a lot of people operate in a shell. They learn how to stay away from stuff, stay out of stuff, keep away from stuff, and don't say nothing about something. Some kind of way you still wind up in something. It's to pull us out for a reason. So a lot of times we live our life in a way, and it can be safe to a degree, but sometimes it can be detrimental. Because in your own mind, in your own way, you could be so far hidden back and put back that you've forgotten, and you lack some of the vital things that need to actually operate for you. Just like your body. That dam that runs through your body circulates through, and it supplies to joints, to vessels, and that's how it travels through to get to organs and other places, then move from there, and other things travel, and then nerves work to allow certain things to get you certain responses from certain things. Your body works like that. Everything gets supplied something. Y'all know that? So if you out of the way and you so hidden back and you so withdrawn, then you'll lack something. Y'all got it? You'll lack something. Like with diabetics, they know what happened. The foot. The foot. One of the most hardest places for Dom to go down to and come back. Y'all know that? That's why with diabetic, they started them toes. They hit the foot because the Dom will go down. It's hard to get it back up. It releasing to get it back up to where it needs to go. So eventually it just stopped going down and I can't get it back. Let's just cut it off. And that's what happened to you after a while when you stop becoming affected and you don't start reciprocating. Hello? You got to start reciprocating. Yahuwah giving something to us. What are you giving back? Oh, he ain't getting it back. Well, let's cut it off. Surely it's not working. It's not a connection now. We don't have equivalent. We don't have equal. We don't have just measure. So it's more easy to just cut it off. There's no need to continue to send something down now. This dog could be used somewhere else. The same thing with Yahushua when he was sitting and they took the alabaster box and broke. This could have been taken and given to the poor. They wanted to know what was this waste for. Your body does the same thing. It don't make sense to keep running down now. It's not reciprocating. Y'all got it? Your body can come up and put all that together. Your mind can't comprehend something that it getting exact wordage and verbiage or how he want things done. For whatever reason, you can't give it back. So what are you going to do with you, foot? Your new name going to be Foots. Regal. Y'all got it. Amazing. You know what he wanted him to order? That's right. Order my step. You tell me how to walk. Order my regal. Keep my regal. Even when he came in, you know what he told him to do? When you come into the Beth Elohim. Wow. We need to get this thing to start reciprocating and start to work toward. Hello? He started ordering it. Moshe told you weren't supposed to do something. Turn right or left. What is he doing? Ordering my steps. Ordering my regal. See, you got to be in a unison. You could be sitting somewhere, but your mind could be somewhere totally different. Y'all do a lot of time. A lot of y'all do that. It's one of them things you do. And it's easy to kind of space age out. But when you start to really consider the importance of what you're trying to really do and look at how far you actually from it, then salvation could be far from you. But the thing he told us, he said that the word was very nigh thee. He said, even the Dabarim, which we proclaim. It's actually closer. Before your time and for my time, they want to know who we're going to Shamayim and bring it down so we can hear it. They always knew in the heights. They saw Mushah, and he delayed because he went up into the Shamayim to get it for him. All it is the heights and expansion, and the people waited because they were waiting to find out what is the debar from Yahuwah. And they were waiting to bring it down from Shamayim. But when the people saw that it's taken a while, it's been a while now, the people got distracted off into other things. And now he did come back down. Where were the arms? They was in transgression. That's right. They were just like Adam. They were naked. He saw this is the same thing happen. I can't see Adam. They were naked. The people were naked. What they had was insufficient. Now, we're trying to avoid another encounter, this man coming down and catching us, where they say, with our pants down. Y'all remember that saying? I don't want to catch me with my pants down. And guess what? We naked. We've been naked because we've been stripped of information. We've been stripped of language. We've been stripped of behavior. And now we got to come back and we're trying to put behavior back together, construct behavior. Not the behavior our Abba them had, because it started for a while, but they weren't able to continue. Our goal is to continue. So we had to go back over all these different accounts and start looking at what did people know, what didn't they know, how did they understand things, and what was their rationale behind it. That's a rationale. I just hypothetically just jump in and start being on to get me, man, stop. Go ahead and stop me and break me up. But we need to get to the point of what made me do that? What happened? What made you do it? I don't know. I blanked out. I don't know my sugar. I don't know. Because we need to fix it so it doesn't happen again. We don't just want to break up. What happened with us? We've been breaking up behaviors, but we've never looked at what was conducive to it, what made the behavior happen. Y'all again, what instigated the behavior? And then we went, there I go again, back over here again, and break me up again. Because we don't get to the source of why. You know why a lot of people blurt and act out and do certain things? Because they feel like they don't have no hope. Shaul told you, I don't want you to sorrow as others that. He said, it makes sense. These people know they ain't got a chance. He said, I don't want you to sorrow like them. There's other people that have no hope. That was the purpose why Yahushua came down and he appeared unto them when Cleophas and them were walking. Oh, I'm sorry, Cleopas. When he saw them, he wanted to know why were they communicating that way. What manner of communication that you walk one with another and they were sad? Because they looked that they didn't have no hope. It didn't make sense. They was at a loss. Everything we were counting on, it ain't gonna happen. It's almost like we just wasted our time. We were hoping in vain. And a lot of us at that same point. Because we bought into a narrative that we can't be saved. We not gonna be saved. Why would he save us? We've done so much. That was why he wanted you to get, he allowed us to get the far we gone to. Just so he can let us know, I don't just save, I save to the uttermost. See, what he did was so much different than everybody that came before. He said, I saved to the uttermost. What Yahushua did, why he could sit down, I ain't got to get up and do it no more. I'm done. I'm done. Do y'all know after those 14 years when Joseph was in Mizraim, he had to work another 21 years to try to make sure them people had food? What's that? You notice you don't read no more about his works after? Talmud, I completed it. You know what he could tell Pharaoh? The work you gave me, I finished it. The work you gave me, I finished it. He was able to sit down. Complete. I've done it. That's our goal. The only thing about us, we just didn't know what the plan was. The plan was there. Nobody just really explained it to us where it made sense enough that we could see ourselves doing it. The way people told it, it was so miraculously happened. It was so kind of somewhat magical. You know what I'm saying? You know, magic is outside your ability, outside your belief, and that's why we don't do magic. Everything he gave us within our comprehension. You got 5 senses. Everything he gave you can ration right inside him. It's just people been too lazy to try to explain it to us. You know why? They don't want to know. Now you have to deal with personal responsibility. Because now you know. You're responsible for what you know. Y'all got it? People don't want to be responsible. I want to put it in the hands of the Lord and let him just judge it. Because we don't know and none of us know. All we can do is do the best. My dad said, he said, I'm going to do it the best we can. He said, nobody don't know where they're going. So it makes sense for a servitude. Because he bought into a scenario that somebody gave him is, that's all you do is do the best. That makes no sense. Because Shaul told us that he had finished the work. He said, henceforth was laid up for me. What did he say? I'm hoping. Nobody don't know. He said, henceforth was laid up for him a crown of Cain. Then he said, not only for me, but all of them that are harb Yahuwah and his appearance. That's why the book said, for them that look to him shall he appear. Someone won't see him. I'm looking for him. Y'all got it? All the markings are there. See, they don't teach you how to wait and how to watch. They didn't. They don't teach us. They just put us out here and just keep going, and after a while the Lord be back. There were signs. There were things that even to his birth. Nobody didn't pop up no years later and find him somewhere in no schoolhouse or in no. He brought people that just go and see him. Go and see him, just like I told you. Lying in a manger. And he's in the city of Daoud. Somebody had to be there because other folk found him later. When someone came, he was in Nazareth. I couldn't tell you where he was born at. Not when I met him in Nazareth. But if there were some people that seen him now, there are some witnesses to testify to. Because when it came down, he told you, he that among on me as the, well, I met him in Nazareth. I didn't know how he got to Nazareth. That's not his birthplace. He was reared up in Nazareth, but he was born in the city of Daoud. Now, that's important. I had to believe that. That's why he had people that be witnesses, that could testify that Yahuwah had did just like he said he was going to do. Because I was going to have to attach everything. He want me to attach everything I got to it. Hello? Man, we'll do some stuff, man. We were kids. They'll ask you, man, you lying. I ain't lying. No. Swear on your grandmama grave. You be like, I didn't do that. Swear on, y'all remember kids say, I don't know what kid, swear on your mama lie. You be like, I knew you were lying. They put on, because people, this is what they want you to test you. You saying that's the truth, then swear on your grandmama grave. I don't know why we didn't hear. They ain't like, where grandmama was going. But for whatever reason was, you be like, I didn't swear on my grandmama grave. You're like, yeah, it ain't that serious. You look, it ain't that serious. You just got caught. Now, y'all remember stuff? Y'all used to say that? Swear on your mama, like, cross your hand to God. Cross your heart to God. You be like, hold on. You try to hold that lie till you get pulled, ain't it? Cross your heart to God. Cross your heart, hope to die, stick a needle in your eye. Y'all remember all that stuff? Kids come some violent shit, boy. Stick yourself all in the eye. But you know what I'm saying? People want you to attach it to something that was of value. You know what I'm saying? Guess what Yahuwah did? He did it. He crossed his heart and put on himself. When he couldn't swear by no grave, he swore by himself. That's how we knew he wasn't lying. You know what? We were going to ask him to swear on his grandmama grave, and we found out he was without father and mother. We won't ask him to put his mother on there. We found out he had one. And we realized there's no way to really get you to prove you're telling the truth. He said, well, what if I swear by myself? What if I swear by myself? We said, that's good enough for me. That was good enough for me. He warned me on that one. He said, I couldn't swear by no greater. He said, I won't even swear by the rocks. This thing going to pass away. He said, I could swear by the Shemaim, but it's going to roll up like a scroll. How about if I swear on myself? And mind you, I live forever. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. The man done put everything on the line. I mean, you could do it on your grandma. Hell, what if you don't like your grandmama? You know, what if your grandmama beat the hell out of you or something, stole from you? And that locked your ass up in a chamber. So that ain't no good one. Ain't that right? Your daddy been dead. Hanging up, Mike. Mike trying to Betty look up. He trying to look. If you try to look up in the top of your eyelid, you're doing a great job. Hang on. They'll get up and walk in place or something. And I said, cause I want y'all to get it, man. I know I'm talking. I really want to. I don't know about it. I really want to get this right. Man, we've been shooting in the dark a lot of years. If we can get this right now at the final end of the game, this is down to the last crucial minutes and seconds. You can pull one off him. It's been championship been won in the last few seconds. I'm not deciding factors have been the biggest part of the game is right there in them legs. Doing good first, second quarter is great. That's great. You got to lead. But things have changed right after the locker room. Right ahead, things have changed. Third quarter got in crucible. Fourth quarter, that is the last end, and that's coming down to the wire. And then get down to one play shot. And that's when the pressure is really on. Trying to decide who we're going to hand, we're going to put this in. What's going to be our best option to get this one shot off? What's going to be the best play we got to work? And we thought about it, and we sat around, and we strategized it. We said, give it to Yahushua. That was the only chance we had. Don't y'all know he'd have missed, we'd have lost this. Except he had left us a seed. And he want to drop that thing right where it's supposed to go. Oh, he dropped one. That's how it hit the ground. Had he not hit that thing the way it's supposed to hit, we'd have been like Sodom and made like Gomorrah. People don't have no idea. For those of us that sit and live today, we have no idea how important it was that this man didn't miss. It was that important he didn't miss. All our lives were counting on it. I also was talking about something last night I used to think about sometimes. What if I'd have never been born? I wouldn't have to worry about it. I thought about it when I was a kid. It was funny you said it. I'd have never had no sin. I'd never had no hurts, no pain, no love. Most of you look at your negative of what you have. You don't have to worry about no bills or nothing. Because you'd have never lived. You'd never had that part. But having a part that gives me an opportunity to know life and desire eternal life. You don't only desire eternal life because this life has failed you. This life has hurt you. This life has left you with a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of uncertainties. Just like Corona. You know, we didn't realize how easy and how good we had in life to Corona. You know, now you go, and folks say, we don't have it. When y'all get some more? We don't carry it no more. They stopped making it. You somehow, it was stuff, they got it. It's just, you got it. You got to have it. Why would you not have it? We always have it. Yahuwah came in and put a scarcity in him and let us see. Ain't nothing to give him. Everything for a limited time. Like they were bringing the McRib in. Look at that joke, Woke just smiling. That joke said, now he said, that's my God. That man said, that's my God. When they bring that limited time McRib, and they stay a little longer. But he just started showing them, man, how certain our life it is Corona. Corona took the lives of a lot of people, which is Yahuwah sending out. That's what they want to call it. He took a lot of people out of him. There's a lot of people who walked and extinguished out of him. George, look at where gas at now. Man, we complain about that $1.79, $2.70, $2.85, $5, the national average. Now they in here $6 and some change. California, they like $6.25. Washington, Nevada, all of them your high states. He done put people to some crucial ends now, boy. He pushed a man back in the dark ages. They started telling folks, they said folk looking for bikes. Damn sure had to get me a 10-speed out of wild. Or Huffy. All these folks, all these fat folk won't ride bike. You ask them to be on one now. Ain't that right? I mean, he pushing, hey, listen, he pushing everybody back now that you show. I'm extinguishing a lot of things. And guess what? We start looking at, this is something I want you to think about. We talked about, in the 17th chapter, earlier I talked about in the 17th chapter of Acts of the Shalakim. We talked about Shaul had gone through Thessalonica, came through Berea. Later on, he came across people in Athens and how these people were. And he saw how they were so, their religion, they said superstition. I don't know if that'd be the right word, but James recorded superstition. He really started looking at their devotion and how they was toward these idolatry worshipers. And a lot of these things you found, these people, the same thing they taught us. The two groups of people he encountered was the Stoics and the Epicureans. Both of these people have two patterns of behavior that don't work for us. The Stoics are people that don't attach themselves to joy, happiness, love, pain. They don't indulge. They just don't take it. And you know, people will do that when they try to, and typically you'll find people that'll be people that, to me, that'll be hurt. They harden themselves to make sure they never get hurt again and they never find love. The Epicureans are people, they're pleasure people. They're into the pleasure of love, the pleasure of things. Now they overindulge. They are indulgers of pleasure. And you know, our book told us about lovers of pleasure more than lovers of elohim. From such, a lot of stuff don't work for us. A lot of stuff don't work for us. You can be hurt, you still got to love again. That's part of it. That's how you actually know a heart. It's from the hurt. You know what? Had everybody done me right in my life, I'd have never sought the harbor Elohim. I'll be honest, I had no reason to. I would never had no, what makes a heart precious is the fact of the hurts you've encountered. And then when you find that connection and you find that resolve, you know what I'm saying, you appreciate it. You don't appreciate it if you don't have hurts that go with it. A lot of us with the pains and stuff we've struggled and we've encountered in our life, we hadn't looked at how it actually had worked for us. It really worked to give us an understanding. Hello? When they said that they know that the Ben of Elohim had come and given them what did they have before he came? Okay, let's go back further. What did it take for him to come? That's right. It took hurt. It took us being served away from. Y'all got it. It caused us being badal, separated from. And then we got an understanding on why we were separated and what we had to do in order to keep it together. You know what a lot of us do? I say us as a whole, but certain individuals. I know why some of them don't get in relationship. They're afraid of being hurt. They're either afraid of being a letdown or they're afraid of being hurt. And they let that be their versus learning from, letting that be an experience, and then doing differently. That's what we do. I ain't worried about being, I don't even want to be, that's a lie. That's something that you try to tell yourself because you've gone to be a stoic, which makes absolutely no sense. You can say that you're negative from pain, but you still deal with pain. And you deal with it in a way that it hurts you from your growth. See, reality is what people need. Telling yourself a lie, people do all that shit, they don't get up in the morning. I don't feel that. I take a baseball bat, open your damn head up. That is some crazy, sick shit. You'd be surprised how many people, they do that shit, that running the walls. All that. No, I'm not running no wall trying to convince myself up there. That's crazy as hell. I ain't doing no stuff like that. Leave that wall right where it's at. You know, I'm going to run the course. But you got to be real with yourself. I want y'all to free yourselves. I do. I want you to free yourself. How many of y'all been trapped? I've been trapped. And we only been trapped because we had known. That's it, because we had known. You would get them magicians years ago, chain them up and put them in something and drop their ass in some water or something. Then their ass got, you know how they get out? They got the key. This ain't no damn magic, they got the key. Guess how you gonna get out? we're going to give you the key. We're not going to find, we're going to give you the key. That's what he did when he told Carl. He told Carl to find the keys. I'm going to give you. How you going to get something that happened down here? Unlock, open, unfold. You need a key. How you going to lose things to get in the shop and the man close the door? That's right. It's great. I'm going to kick it in. Your ass going to get shot. You ain't kicking no door in no shaman. Stop it. My God say, your God going to get your ass tore out the frame. Now, Elohim done told you, I'm giving you. You see that? That's how we always thinking. I got to get in my mind, get out of that damn haunted house. The man told her how you going to do that. I'm giving you the keys. Why are you trying to do something? Why in the hell are you trying to climb through the window? Why the hell are you trying to get a jigsaw and cut up the walls and melt the bricks? Here go the key, damn it. This gives you the access. You trying to get in something? Here's the key. Sometimes have stuff, they'll say the key component. This is what you need to complete it. That's why we have to look at the word that way. But if we don't look at things in a certain diameter way and have a plan toward it, and the plan he established, all you're going to do is just keep sitting around. You're going to be wasting up a lot of verbiage. Because you're going to be asking for stuff that's not going to make sense. Because I've already given it to you. It don't happen that way, okay? Do it the way he set it up. Once Cuff was able to recognize, when he told us in 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 2, 9, not that one, 1 Corinthians 2, 9, 10, 11, 13. What knoweth the man? He knows the things of a man. That's what he knows, the things of a man. That's why they were saying when he asked him who he was, they kept telling him he was Yirmiyahu. What was Yirmiyahu, a spirit? Yukanan, spirit? Man. Or one of the Nabaim, Ruach? Man. When he asked Cuff told him he was the ben of. Then he told him the things of a man, didn't reveal it to him. But my Abba, which is in Shaman, what did he tell you the Abba was? His Elohim is a Ruach. And they that worship him must worship him. I worship him as a man. He said you have to worship him in Ruach and in their Mot. I have to go through and look at how it's been prescribed to worship him. I can't do that. Everyone right now, I just want to take your hand, just do like this, just do like this. And however the Lord moves to tell you to worship him, and I want you to just worship him. So I'm just going to worship you in my own little way. See, this is some shit. This is some stuff mess people up. Because there is no your own kind of way. Y'all got it. That's what he talked about in the 10th chapter book of Romans. Going about to establish and have not. Why am I trying to look up a new way to do it? I want my own special way. Can't have your own special way. You got to have the way he established it. Hello? All these folks out here have their own special way. That's why they ask need special help. Special needs. You can't be doing all this special shit. You got to do what the man established. This is what he wants. It don't make no sense. I mean, I've been guilty of this in my past. I have been guilty. That's why I'm talking about it, because I want us to be relieved from it. These are burdens. When you have to start combating this in your mind and contemplating things in your mind, he never told you that. Let's go with what he told us. This is the best way to Shakar Yahuwah, adore him, serve him, worship him. It's going to be the way he told us to do it, in the truth. Well, I got this little thing I do. Did he tell you to do that? No, it ain't. See, when you love him, you just, did he tell you that? You said, because guess what? That's what's wrong with us. From every one of these groups, including everybody got their own stuff. And he said, I don't want that. Give me what I asked for. Yeah, but there's some more I could do. That's an excuse for I ain't going to do everything he told me. Don't ever think you done came up. Let me tell you something. It's impossible to do everything he told you and some more. Let me see. If the Sadiq shall, you said make it in with flying color? Scared, barely make it in. How the hell you can do some extra? Which means there's some things about him, you got this extra, There's some things about him you ain't done. There's no way you can be doing no extra. Doing what he told you is extra. It's enough. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's it. I don't know. We just got to get. I don't know how many of y'all have wrestled in your mind or contemplate trying to do something extra, special, and try and do something different, want to be different and try to do. And you know what? We have to be kept. But you know what? I appreciate the word because the word wouldn't teach me that. I can run off in my own way and have my own little special little tabernacle, own little build-up stuff. Folk got picture dead folk, put all their roll. You know how folk do all that dead folk dead? Be like, listen, I put them in the casket. I ain't got time for all that stuff. I don't have no time. Your ass ain't coming home with me. Hey, man, put your ass on the job. I'm going to drop your ass off somewhere now. You ain't coming to that house now. Don't do all that. I just want to keep going. The funeral ain't never over for me. See, something wrong with you. Funeral over, we got to move on. I'm just being honest. It's a folk. I mean, it's people that rap, they say they can't get out of. Listen, man, listen. Now you got to play stoic. You got to let it go now. Got to move. I'm just being honest with y'all. We really need to get this right. We have not gotten it right. And the man said he and told they have not all obeyed. That's scary. He said they have not all obeyed. And he told us why. Who had believed our report? Who had believed our report? And he looked at why. And who has the arm of Yahuwah been revealed to? It makes sense. Why am I just taking what you said and don't have no evidence? I need evidence. Any case you need, this is a case, this is a murder case. A man was killed, folks. Where's your evidence? We got to start looking at conspirators. We got to look at intent. We got to look at motives. All these are things you bring to court. You can't just come here, dead man gun. You can show all that. What was the motive? He killed him. What was the intent? What else? A conspiracy? They want to know this. They need all this. This is important and vital to the case. I can tell them why we killed. We conspired to have him killed. It relieved us. That man's death saved us. We learned that it was expedient that one should die. Then all us, even Dawood didn't recognize that. When Yahuwah had come down after Dawood had numbered the arm, he told him to choose. He had given him a couple of ways that he was going to come back and recompense him. And when Yahuwah came and decided he let it be on Yahuwah, Yahuwah came through and he just started smiting the arm. Dawood fell out and told Yahuwah. He said, these people hadn't done nothing. He said, let that fall on me and my house. Yahuwah had the Malachim, stay your hand. He made him stay his hand. Stop killing him. Stop it. We done came into an agreement. He said, these people hadn't done that. This should fall on me and my house. That's why Yahushua had to do it. That's right. I could tell the judge why he had to die. Dawood asked for it to fall on him and his house. That's why we suffer now. Hello? Oh, yeah, I got it. Yehudi. They asked me jumping up. And they want to know why you suffering. What your ass walking around with on your shirt for? All this damn crying going on in here. There's no crying in baseball. All that. Why? Jump your ass around here, then something go on, then your ass crying. The man said, let it fall on him and his back. I'm Yehudi. Yes, sir. I'm Yehudi. See, now things start to make sense when I'm going through and why. This is part of the recourse of what Dawood said, and I claim that's my set. Huh? Y'all see I'm banging? I'm banging. Y'all see that thing hanging? Ain't that right? That man said let it fall on his house. I'm Yehudi. I ain't moving from that. But I'm also going to reap the benefit. He said I'm going to save the tents of Yehuda first. That's right. That the other tent, they don't try to magnify themselves against us. That's right. So for my suffering, I'm going to receive a reward. I had to do it like Shai. If I do this thing willingly, he said, I got a reward. Huh? He said, but if against my will, the dispensation of the tomb new, it been committed to me. So you got to look at it.
as he'll come back and he done reciprocated, he done paid me back for the roaster, he gonna pay me for the tube. And because he recompensed me for the roaster, that I know he'll pay me for the tube. He the only one can give you the logic of that. He's the only way. Just like that, listen, Adam had to consider that. That man exalted me. That man put me over the works of his hand. And when I broke away from his debauch, that man stricken me down. Everything sitting around, you ain't gonna believe what they want to know. How you fall. How you fall. Man, you were up there. Isn't that right? You were up there. You were with the cooker bean. Isn't that right? And set yourself above. They never set you up over them. And then he brought you down to the outer mile. And you know what? No, that is this the man. Is this the man? That's why I appreciate him. That man let you know, man, I'll bring you all the way down to the ground. I'll exalt you and I'll take you down. So you know what? I understand now how to walk with him. I understand how to conversate with him. I know how to desire things. And I learn how to understand when things happen. It's Yahuwah. Isn't that right? It is Yahuwah. Hello? Yes, ain't that what Ali said? When he heard what he said to do, it is Yahuwah. All he brought back, he didn't tell that man nothing he didn't know. Why he gonna say? He just go along to that man. When I hear something, I just know it. No. He tell him, no, go back to him about the berith I made with him. I told him that was the one coming before me. I'm making a change of he said, I'm making a change with the Kohanim. And the book told me, when Abarim told her that he was going to make a change of what they call the priesthood, it only made sense. He had already prescribed that he was making a change, but it was for the better. Hello? Yes, sir. I done talked too long. I don't warm my welcome out. I'm going to get ready to let y'all go. I just don't want to waste time and not get it right. Y'all came, you've been coming, you've been paying, you've been praying, you've been singing, Shareem, and everything else. It'd be a tragedy for you not to get there right before you leave. Listen, a few people have left us already by reason of moot. Information and increase. Don't let you leave here now, and that man step information up even more. Everything we get, we need this and more. And for whatever reason or however reason that man see fit to do what he do, that's what he did. I don't get to pick who leave and who stay and who go. Yahuwah does. And we have to learn to appreciate it, make sure we absorb all that we got so we can be right at the end of the day. I don't know when the time of my move coming. I just want to be right. I know the older I'm getting, the more I had to start considering. Now I was in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about no death. Nothing, something just happened right quick. Shit, I was right back out to smoking and drinking. That's over with it, nothing to think else about. But now every little thing become pressure, and then you linger on it longer. I linger on it long. Even the situation passed, it didn't close to pass, but I seen it fall. I could just see, well, I could let that guy right up on you. Every night he just keep reminding me more and more. You almost there, son. You almost there to leaving. You need to make sure you got an understanding. You can't get the understanding in the grave. The book declares ain't no knowledge in the grave. That's what Solomon said. He said, not in the cabal where you going. Ain't no knowledge in there. Everything we need to get right, we got to get this right here. We got to make sure we got the knowledge, we got the willingness, we are anticipating this man his return, and we're adamant about living Kudash. As we learn, we move. That's what we do. We learn it, that's what we move to. Whatever direction he said we take, that's the way we going. You know, right? We ain't trying to move with however no wind go or what, no thought or no. We want to move by the order that he already done set the cadence up for. Hadn't changed. I appreciate him telling me that I changed not. Because you know, this 2022, they call it, it's a new thing. No. He said, I changed not. He said, to prove I don't change, y'all ain't all been consumed, have you? See, he put it on that day. You know how folks talk, yeah, but you know, it done changed. You know, over time, things change. That man said, I hadn't changed. He said, to prove it out, that's why y'all ain't been consumed. Because if I change, I'll kill all of you. I mean, to put it that way, they make me look at, so I'm going to have a conversation with somebody trying to tell me it's a new thing? It's something different now. All that, he don't do none of that no more. Why? The man said he's keeping a berith. That's what he's saying. If I change, then you guys would be dead.
I would have been killed you guys, but it was because of my berith. When he was coming to kill Musha, you remember that bastard? Didn't mean bastard. You remember that? You remember what he was coming to kill Musha about? What was it? By that boy. He hadn't circumcised him. Where you get circumcision from? You got that from Abraham. Huh? The removing of the foreskin. That's a berith. He put a contingent with the berith, with circumcision. He was coming to kill that man. The boy got circumcised. Yahuwah turned. It's only because I ain't changed. I was coming to kill you. He was a dead man. It was because I didn't change. Think about it. I was coming to kill him. He was coming to meet him in the way. I was going to kill him. Listen, they kept my berith. They held me to my word. That's why you weren't consumed. A lot of stuff we said around here and we take for granted. He coming to kill you. He coming to kill every one of us. For our sake, don't let him change. Let him stay the way he is. Y'all hear me? Let him stay the way he is. He said, don't mean you ain't consumed. That's a tube thing for me. That's a tube thing for you. Consider it. Let's do it.